Hey everyone, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Welcome to the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Random Settings Tournament Season 1. All kinds of shenanigans, an unknown estimate, and whatever the current and today's day has in store for us. Without further ado, let's actually mute the music and let's dive into the action. I still need to do some cropping, I'm sorry about that. There's a few things that we still need to iron out with the random setup. But I hope you all are ready for some action. And I give it over to the two comments, to August and to Star.
Hey, kids!
Right, hello, everyone! Everyone ready for some rando today? For those who don't know, the settings are randomized. This isn't your regular Ocarina of Time randomizer. Everything gets mixed up. We have a Python script that randomizes all the settings, and then they get to figure them out as they go. Today, looking at the pause screen, since we run on Roman's Branch, we do have the starting items shown on the pause menu. We have a bow, a scale, and we have maximum rupees. It is not Triforce Hunt, and we also have the Master Sword, which means the door of time is open.
Yes, sirree. We've got a Timmy versus Zoopal match here for you. They should be starting any moment, and we will get those settings nailed down as they start exploring around. Unlike the weekly matches, one from just last night, the Freaky Friday race, and the North American and EU weeklies coming up later this weekend, where those settings are.
Hey, we are starting,
down.
And we have it is a stone bridge, and the castle, the Ganon Bosky is in the castle, so
I have lots of information seeking in the early stages of these races here.
Oh boy, we have no hints today. No hints at all, everyone. No hints.
Hey, you just gotta play the game on your own execution, your own efficiency. No hand holding.
Nope, and we do not have overworld entrance random today. And that's a vanilla Poe house too. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we do not have indoor shuffles.
Too early to be said, but
and also
most of this tournament was not there were a few that were restreamed on some of the tournament organizers' channels. Chat can help me by posting some links. But I know Mr. Mario restreamed a couple, Zoopal restreamed a few. Yeah. And some were not restreamed at all. It looks like Zoopal is heading for Kakariko as Timmy heads for Zora's River.
Timmy! Ah. Definitely high density areas here in the beginning. Lots of checks in Kakariko Village, and
okay,
scale. All of Zora's Rivers also available to us.
Yes, huge rupee in the lower river. Nothing in the Cac Bazaar or Cac Potion Shop. These look to be vanilla. No, not quite vanilla. We'll see what shop Sanity is on. There is no. That is not the command. We have Rando on, so we know it's closed door of. We have it's open door of time. They started. Warp points seem to be not randomized. Oh, we do have Grotto ER though.
Grotto ER is an interesting one. One thing I really like about Roman's Branch is the ability to individually select which entrances are on or off.
Zoopal not unfortunately able to afford the scrub. That is a vanilla price. I didn't quite catch if the scrubs in the Zora's River Grotto that Timmy checked for randomized, because the one that Zoopal checked is randomized even in standard settings.
Well, interesting. Timmy did not spend any money, so he's still got a full wallet.
Zoopal spent $80 on a Hylian shield.
Here is one of our first mini games, and it is the light arrows.
Light arrows already. Okay. The lower freestanding item in Source River is a huge rupee. And you are a fool for checking Adult Engine. That's our second ice trap already, with only a handful of checks done, which is interesting. And what was that in the lower? Okay, huge rupee. So overworld tokens are shuffled.
That is not one of my favorite flags. Adds a whole lot of checks on the overworld, some of which you got to go back for at some point if you're still looking for that one go mode item.
Oh yeah, and it does look like we have increased ice traps today. Okay, there's another scrub grotto. Zoopal still doesn't have money for it.
It looks like Timmy is dealing with some stream issues, just floating there in the river, and now checking out some of the Lost Woods here.
And there's another scrub grotto.
Timmy going for Mito Skip with the bow. Gets it after a couple flips.
And is that another bow in the TARDIS?
I did not see that, as we find a fairy fountain underneath what's normally Dampe's grave.
Yeah, just a small fairy fountain. They will not need to go back. Oh,
chat says Lord Banana is hidden underneath the crate.
Oh, right, another bow to silver is quiver. So yeah, that's likely the boomerang in there.
So we know where to get our dose of potassium. Zoopal, unfortunately, without an ocarina, is unable to get the song here in the window.
Yes, and we are getting another fool in the Lost Woods Bomb Grotto. This is this Lost Woods Deku Theater entrance. We definitely have increased ice traps on. Otherwise, you would not have seen like 4 ice traps in 6 minutes. That's not typical.
And luckily, I haven't noticed any increased damage.
Not sure exactly what ice trap setting is on, but it's definitely not the usual.
According to our resident expert, one robbed dog, probably ice traps on junk.
Yes, we have seen numerous junk ones. Okay, there's a vanilla skull token in Sacred Forest Meadow.
And a cow in the grotto here. It's a quick $26.
We do not yet know if Cow Sanity is on. They will want to check Lon Lon Ranch to know what it is.
And our first song here in the Sacred Forest Meadow, just another ice trap. So it looks like we've got some song sanity on.
That is song sanity. They did not start with any songs, so there would not normally be any items shuffled onto the songs, but evidently there is today.
Now Zoopal making their way up the river, kind of following in Timmy's footsteps.
Yep, Zoopal finding out. Yes, indeed. We do not have any hints at all today. Honestly, I've been paying enough attention to notice what the damage multiplier is. A little hard to say, because they also started with double defense. Yeah, with a double defense means normal, right?
And we are picking up a vanilla fairy ocarina, so that's good to see.
No ocarina shuffle. It's quite nice without overall DR. With DR, it might be to have ocarina shuffle, but without it, probably better just have it vanilla. And we do indeed have chest-sized matches content. As we see, hey, an actual huge rupee and not the nice trap. And some buffering. And they say we might need to rehost the Discord call. Huh, fair point. Does
not look like we have an open Deku Tree.
See, sorry, I had to refresh. And okay, we see the Kokiri shop as well, which doesn't seem to have any randomized items, but it does look like there is some type of... It might be shop sanity 0. Where there's no randomized items in the shops, but the shop items are randomized all among themselves. Zoopal picking up his lace trap off the minuet check. And it doesn't look like Timmy found anything in the in Mido's house, so hard to say. Looking at his personal tracker, both streams buffered at the same time, so I had to give the page a refresh.
Yeah, unfortunately, no item pickups for anybody other than those light arrows for Zoopal.
Yes, and I expect that Timmy will be picking those up soon as he is heading for Kakariko.
Yeah, just unfortunately kind of dry here in the early parts of the seed. It looks like the play this round was to place your Master Sword back in the pedestal. It seems to be like a heavy child's start. At least at this point in the seed.
Door of Time is open, Kurox. They just haven't gotten a child yet, and before you ask, the adult stall point is vanilla.
Yeah, no indoor shuffle, no overworld shuffle, but we do have some grotto shuffles.
Yeah, this does look to be either one. This could easily be minimal. We still haven't seen any help, but we have seen a zillion ice traps.
And the big thing in terms of the item pool that you want to determine is whether it's plentiful or just, you know, the usual amount of progression items. In the case
would not even be the usual amount at this point, look, considering how little we've seen so far. It's been nearly 12 minutes in with no overworld entrance rando. This is a difficult one. You'd think that there would be a bit more than nothing here by now.
So definitely kind of ping-ponging back and forth.
Yep. Both just doing checks the other's done already. We know there's not much of anything in Kakariko other than the light arrows, although Timmy will be able to check the Song of Storms check, which Zoopal was not able to do at the time when he was in Kak.
You said Song of Storms?
The Song of Storms check in the windmill. You know, where you show the guy...
right, because... Yeah, he'll get a song check there.
Yes, which is an item today since Song Sanity is on.
Given this point in their routing, I think Zoopal is up by just a bit. farming up some nuts here in the forest. No sticks, but is save warping, and it looks like they will be the first to go back to the Temple of Time, place their sword in the pedestal, and go child.
Yes, because they're really he's pretty much out of stuff to do as adult at this point.
Now, one piece of information they'll be looking to gather is whether the weird egg is shuffled, the egg that Malin gives you to go wake up her father. If that is shuffled, it can be in a trolley location. Chances are we will be needing it, but we might not, given that Song Sanity is on.
Yes. Also, so 3 Song is not as valuable, although there always seems to be at least one song on a song check, even in Song Sanity.
And Rob Dog in chat mentioning the boomerang, and seeing the boomerang underneath that crate in the graveyard tells him beans might be kind of important. So going to that bean salesman could be something. Also talking about that heart container on top of Dodongo's cavern. But let's see what the market holds in store for Zoopal. Nothing from Richard. Nothing in that bomb 2 shop.
It does look to be shop 0, so there are no randomized items in the shops, but the shop contents are randomized amongst each other. We do want to keep an eye out to see if there's a tunic in one of these child shops, because that is important to determine. That is helpful in determining if it is beatable only. Yeah, and the blue fire is in the shoe shop, so if they ever need to purchase it, they really hope they don't.
Oh no!
Hey, we have Riddle's letter on Malin.
Yeah, shuffled weird egg, but Rudo's letter is an interesting prize that opens up 2 possible dungeons. Very interesting, but I imagine we will be seeing Zoopal head back up the river, this time as a child.
Yep, that is a boomerang in the TARDIS, confirming from Timmy.
Zoopal just wearing it down this time of day, so he can escape the market.
Could have just save warp though.
I think he wants to check a few more entrances in here, check the shops.
Ooh, Goron tunic in a child market shop. That's a thing.
It's a spicy meatball. But more importantly, especially given their age, is that Deku shield.
Yes.
As we see Timmy climbing up the mountain. Where's... I guess they have the bow. They can stop Little Link the Goron. Do the route and loop up through the crater. But it is a strength upgrade.
On top of DC, okay.
And it looks like Timmy is making the Rob Dog play. Checking out the crater, going into Dodongo's cavern with that strength upgrade.
And he finds
a whole lot of this.
himself in Dodongo's cavern, okay. So Dodongo's cavern at least is vanilla. Hi, Ricky of Kokiri. The cartoony design is a choice. But the tracker design overall is for rando, because there are things like Beard Egg, Ocarinas, Beans. That makes a lot of sense. Because they may not be vanilla in Rando. Indeed, we have the Weird Egg shuffle today. Personally, I think it's a little too cartoony for my taste, but to each their own. And Ryukane, that is not the command. There is a Triforce on that tracker because Triforce Hunt can be on. It is not on today, but it is on, but it can be on overall for Rando. And we do have dungeon tokens as well, so it is full token sanity today. Our settings so far are, it is Stone Bridge with Ganon's boss key in the dungeon somewhere. We do not know what our stones are. We have also not seen any maps or compasses.
Now, this is really our first look into a dungeon.
Seen the pause menu either, for that matter. We have useless hint distribution. Our item pool is looking to be scarce or minimal. We have found surprisingly little stuff.
And we have a vanilla Kokiri sword. And right next door on Timmy's side, picking up
double damage, but since they have picking up what? Hi, Toxic. Not a whole lot. It's been a pretty slow start. We have not a whole lot. We have full token sanity, song sanity, shop 0, grotto ER, open door of time, no hits, stone bridge, Ganon's boss keys in the castle somewhere. Double damage, but since they have double defense, it's just normal damage. We have a dying mic. Is that on me, or is that... Ooh, we have a bomb bag in DC. Okay. Confirm. That does look to be, CSMC off. Yeah, Maps Compass give info. I don't actually know if they're randomized yet, because I don't think we've seen the pause menu from either runner. And Mike is fine now for me. Okay, thank you, chat. We do have open Deku. That's child. And then is the vanilla Deku Tree. Yeah, this could be really fast or this could be really long. Ooh, we have a song in the DC Stairs Skull. That was open Deku, yes. Actually, good question. No, because Timmy has a sword and shield. That does not... no, that was open Deku, yes. So Dungeon ER is off since Deku was not open as adult. That song... That was a song on the DC Stairs Skull, which could be either Nocturne or Song of Storms, since it was purple. That is accessible right now. If potentially, if beans are vanilla, they have a scale to get into Zora's River to purchase beans, and which should get them their boomerang out of the TARDIS so they could go pick up that song, which could be quite valuable. Song of Storms and the Song of or Nocturne would both be very useful. And hi, Steve Master. Glad you made it. Yeah, it's unfortunately quite a difficult skull to get. Timmy is activating the switch elevator so you can get back for that skull more easily. Yeah, no, you don't skip that switch when you know there's something on that stairs skull, because it makes it so much easier to get back to. Just tokens, both of them getting tokens at the same time. So far, nothing much in Deku Tree. And just a French vanilla bomb back in DC, plus the song. That we really need to not do that. Steve Master, our settings so far are Stone Bridge. Ganon's BK is in the castle somewhere. We have no hints. double damage, but they start with double defense, so it's normal. Open Door of Time, Open Deku, Grotto ER, and that's it at the moment. Full Token Sanity, Song Sanity, Shop 0, Weird Egg is shuffled. They started with max rupees. We have a zillion ice traps, and they're on junk items only. Toxic, it is likely at this point to be minimal or scarce, since we have seen surprisingly few items. And also, welcome to Strawberry Rose Garden, raiding with a party of 30. Welcome into Rando. Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time. Ooh, as we see the hover boots in the basement of Deku Tree. Yeah, I've not seen any health upgrades, so probably minimally. Yeah, I'd agree. It's likely to be minimal at this point. They did start with 4 hearts. And double defense. That probably the only health they're getting at this point. As we get yet another ice trap on top of King Dodongo. Zoopal jumping down the web, and Deku Tree sadly does not have bombs to check. Or Boomerang to check this back spell in Deku Tree.
Unfortunately, just a little bit desynchronized. Unfortunately, no syncing of the first 2 bosses.
Hey,
Timmy's going to be out of Dodongo's.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering because you okay, you're back because you disappeared for a minute there. I was wondering. We have no ER. We don't know about MQ yet for dungeons. Well, let's see what are rewards for the okay, DC is the Forest Medallion. Okay, no maps comes in there. R7 MQ. Okay, and it just gets the right dungeon. Don't know how many rich. And we have that is a Shadow Medallion deck. DC had bombs, and Deku had hover boots. Medallions that they don't really want to see all that much. DC, the Forest Medallion may potentially heal something off the failure to check, but no guarantees. Just, yeah, no stones. Both of them really wanted to see a stone. The win condition is we need to beat the 3. Well, we need to figure out what the stone dungeons are. Beat said stone dungeons. It looks to be maps compasses give info, and they seem to be removed, so they have no dungeon info at all. It is just beat a dungeon, hope you guessed right, and it's a stone. Could be a while. And also the Ganon's boss key is in the Ganon's castle somewhere. They're hoping it's not in Light Trial. Yeah, no hints is not helpful. And yeah, lots and lots of ice traps. You're going a bit robotic there, regular Discord, okay.
Looks like the Skull Kid's trying to teach Serenade, but that's not the right song. Yes, to answer a question in chat, that was Zelda's Lullaby from the Skull Kids here in the Lost Woods. So, very nice find for Zoopal. Opens up a whole lot of checks. Doesn't have those bombs just yet.
Sorry, I had to reload my Discord because apparently chat was having some issues understanding me. Where was ZL?
Zelda's Lullaby was on the reward for the Ocarina minigame.
Oh, nice.
But now, freshly out of Dodongo's Cavern, it looks like Timmy is back in Goron City.
There are plenty of there's a lot of randomizers question in chat. There's a lot of randomizers in 64 games and for many other games. Just among Zelda games, both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have randomizers on the N64, and there are about half a dozen other randomizers in various stages of development, as we see fire arrows on Link the Goron. That could actually be quite useful, knowing that Ganon's boss key is in the castle somewhere. Fire arrows could give us Shadow Trial access.
Fire arrows are a nice find. Unfortunately, no magic to fire them off with just yet, as Timmy is checking out our big friend Medigoron.
And he is not shuffled today, so neither the Medigoron nor the Carpet Salesman are shuffled. Nice to know. We're going to find out soon if the Bean Salesman is shuffled. Zoopal's probably hoping it's not, since that way he can get his boomerang. Yeah, that could also be Forest Trial for fire arrows.
And the moment of truth, we have beans.
So that is boomerang access right there.
And I think that's exactly what Zoopal's doing.
No.
As Timmy finds our blue chicken.
Kojiro in the Goron City maze. What?
And without hints, we might never see what's on Big Goron.
They will not want to do the Big Goron trade quest starting from Kojiro. That is a long... Yeah, let's do the very peak. That's one of the earliest items there is in the trade sequence. They do not want to see it. We have vanilla. We do not have overworld ER, so we are fine. Sunday Memphis does. Yeah, this is how Dream is Kojiro, no hints. Scrubs are off toxic.
So we're seeing a little bit of...
Sorry, go ahead.
We're seeing a little bit of Night Kakariko here on Zoopal's side.
And that is just the skull token on top of the volcano. Yeah, no hints sucks. My internet is being really cranky today. I don't know what's up with it. I'm gonna have to refresh the commentary page again. I don't know why my internet's being bad at 7 in the morning, but it's being bad at 7 in the morning.
And there is our first reward from the Skulltula House. Just another ice trap. Gonna see plenty of those this seed.
Yes. 7:30 in the morning, technically. Ryukane, there are settings that are always off. We do not randomize, let's see.
Well, so for example, we're not going to do painful things like one-hit KO, text shuffle, but other than that, it's pretty wide open. We're trying to just give each seed the most divergence possible. So some of these can be 5 minutes long, some of them could be 6 hours.
Yes, we have seen just in the bracket so far, this being winners semifinals, we have seen the shortest race was 55 minutes for the winner. The longest was 7.5 hours. I'm not sure what's on the crater wall. Either he's trying to go for it, but I'm actually not sure what it is. Yeah, all random ocarina notes are always off. And that is a randomized Goron tunic in the crater wall. And convenient.
Yeah, interesting to see where Timmy heads now. Has a bomb bag, but hasn't done all of this child stuff that we've seen Zoopal do over the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
With that,
Keep in mind
ZL, though,
it's
is
gonna
going to break into the Royal Tomb, which is not the Royal Tomb.
No, that is a skull grotto in the composer grave entrance. Yeah, it's a nice spot for that Goron tunic. You can equip it to not die.
So it looks like Timmy is gone back, child. They're going to kind of be following in Zoopal's footsteps. We'll be able to open a couple extra checks with that bomb bag, but I don't think Zoopal has passed over too many grottos at this point.
No, we have not seen the DC. Timmy could not get the DC song. No boomerang, no hookshot. And this is Grotto. So does Grotto ER? DC. Oh, the song from DC was it? Oh, sorry, the song from the Forest Medallion is a token. Yes. I thought items still reverted in Grotto ER. I don't think Grotto ER. I don't think Grotto ER affects it. Interior ER maybe. I know overworld ER definitely affects the trade sequence timers. Grotto ER shouldn't. Although,
this is an interesting play here from Zoopal. They're going into Lon Lon Ranch.
They want to get night skulls and to check out the cows.
Unfortunately, no boomerang, no slingshot, no bombs or bomb chews. So I'm kind of curious. You know, there's not a whole lot of skulls they can get. The one in the tree, the one in the corral, but you can't even check the one on the window or on the wall of the exterior.
The wall.
But I guess you're right.
And let's see.
Cows are the thing he's checking.
Shoes are not in logic either, since bomb chew bowling is available. It's just no cows, and no choosing logic. And Zoopal's a fool again.
Yeah, no, not upgrades.
As Tim picks up his ladder. And there is also a grotto here, so let's see what it is. Oh no, there's grotto.
Yeah. I forget about that one.
Oh, I remember this exists. Cashly, Cowley, sorry, can't read. Cows, if Cow's Shuffle is on, this cows will be spread apart so you can play the song for them without getting being able to focus on one or the other, because if they're too close together, it can be hard to get both. Engineer, at this point, minimal, because we've seen no health upgrades whatsoever. 0, not a nothing. They started with 4 hearts and double defense. That's probably all they're getting today.
And that double defense, I think, will come in very handy at the end.
Yes.
I was summoned, I heard.
Hi, Trez.
Hello.
Hello.
Shadow summoned me. Why is he even awake? That fucker is not sleeping at all. Hello.
I'm not sure why you were summoned.
Yeah, you probably don't even know that meme yet. August, because it's been a while.
I was here a couple weeks ago.
Did you not see it yet? We have a 50,000 channel point reward that is to summon me, and I have to actually come into the stream within 5 minutes if it happens, no matter what time of the day. I don't always get to do it, like at night. Sometimes I just don't notice, but people can pay 50,000 channel points to summon me.
Yes.
Do you grant any wishes like a genie?
I could.
We should add that.
For an extra 50,000 channel points, Tresco will attempt to grant your wish.
No, that's not for 50,000 channel points. That's for 50,000 subs.
Aww. I was gonna wish for blue fire arrows.
Tempting. Yeah, tempting. I know, Drew. Go for it. I know you want it. All right. Now I will leave you back to this amazing run. I love this. It's so good.
It is.
It is a pretty good race. Just 40 minutes in. We've got access to 3 medallions. No spiritual stones, unfortunately, considering that is our Rainbow Bridge requirement for this seed. But Zoopal, done with their child segment, cleared out as much of Lon Lon Ranch, the Lost Woods, and generally the rest of the overworld as much as he can, child. He's going to be looking for that strength upgrade on top of Dodongo's Cavern. Hopefully then takes that and finds the bomb bag inside Dodongo's Cavern as well. But here we go. For Timmy,
Yes,
we've got the Boulder O Destiny.
Yes, we do. Let's see what's in here. Another Sprobrano. Zoopal's probably going to go grab their boomerang and go child again. That's quite possible. We'll see what exactly he chooses to do here.
Yeah, I hope they're sticking around a little bit longer.
Yeah, if warp songs aren't shuffled, it is beatable only, since we did see a Goron tunic in one of the child market shops. And unless warp songs are randomized and they somehow have a warp directly into that shop, they're out of luck. I mean, it can happen. I recall there was a Rando seed once where there was a Rando seed I recall where child fishing, where the fishing pole was in the adult shooting gallery entrance, but the child save warp I think took you straight there. So that was funny. A BO is beatable only, where it is where not every location might be reachable in the game. Only the ones you need to complete the seed.
Yeah, and a completable seed, it's guaranteed that you can grab all small keys, go through every locked door without glitches. And a beatable only, even with glitches, there's no guarantee that you're getting through every door.
Yes.
Timmy grabbing their butter knife as Zoopal back in adult Kakariko Village.
Yes.
Making a beeline for the graveyard.
Yeah. The Goron tunic in the shop, even though it's on the left side of a child market shop, that is not a randomized Goron tunic. We saw the randomized Goron tunic in a critter wall. That is simply an indication that shop 0 is on, where no randomized items are in shops, but the shop contents are shuffled amongst each other. And yeah, no, the Gears order, it just so happened that setting was shuffled to be Vanilla Gears. Also, that was closed Deku, actually.
So it was that check in the windmill that Zoopal was prioritizing, now headed into the graveyard. Can pull some of these graves without getting yelled at by that pesky little kid. But first, he's saving the Lord Banana. All hail.
Yeah. Yeah, Song Shuffle has certain song locations where you can't skip the cutscene of playing the song. Song of Storms is one of them. I think that was updated in one of the more recent versions of Roman's Branch, but no such luck. Them and Timmy finding another ice trap. And Zoopal's gonna check out the skull here, which is a huge rupee. Probably a nice trap.
Yeah, I'm with Rob. Definitely a nice trap. There's way too many of these gold rupees laying around with no wallets.
Yep.
So Timmy's gonna now trek through the Deku Tree. Gonna be a little disappointed at the medallion they pull out of here.
They do at least get their hover boots out of it.
And it looks like Zoopal
for the
has
only
a
thing
couple
of note in
checks.
Deku Tree. Death Mountain Trail Blast Egg. How many ice traps does Onslaught add to the seed? I don't know. And every single junk item is an ice trap in certain. Yeah.
Good news, it does look like Zoopal is headed up the trail.
We do not have
need the strength upgrade.
Yes, we do not have full ice trap onslaught. We have seen a couple junk items that were ice traps. We saw a nut and we saw a huge rupee that were both actual nut and huge rupee. So I believe it is ice trap mayhem.
Yep, chat pointing out they are essentially neck and neck if Zoopal decides to pop into Dodongo's Cavern here.
Oh, mayhem is not onslaught is the most extreme ice trap setting. Oh, huge rupees and 10 nut pack are not removed. Oh, okay, thanks, Ram. That's why all the ice traps look like those. That makes sense, Ram.
So Zoopal is going into the cavern.
We'll be picking up a vanilla bomb bag and a shadow medallion out of this, as well as seeing that there is a song.
Actually grabbing the forest medallion unbeknownst to them.
Shadley just gave them a nut. Yeah, Rando is quite complicated. I think we have a lot of Rando players in chat. Rob Dog will actually be rather being one of the people who's still through this tourney, actually. As is Cola. Cola will be facing the loser of this matchup. The winner will go on to face what the hell's happened in the winners finals. The loser will go to face Cola in losers semifinals. And we are going to see the Deku backstall from Timmy.
Yeah, a little greater arsenal with that bomb bag at his disposal. And Zoopal finally making the right call. Dodging that huge rupee ice trap.
Yep, deciding it's not worth getting frozen again. And, yep, just another probably ice trap in the, and okay, we do not have free Pierre today either. Zoopal just checking. Because one of the things that can be on is that Pierre is free Scarecrow song, where if you pull out the ocarina in a spot where you can call the Scarecrows, such as right there, Pierre will appear, but today it is not the case. They will, if they want to get Pierre, they will have to go set up manually.
Given that our Serenade of Water might be buried pretty deep, we probably won't be seeing that anytime soon.
And there was the BGS for Zoopal. Bridge requirement shadow is stones. The thing is, it is also map, compass, give info, and remove. So it is entirely guesswork as to which dungeon has a stone. No dungeons whatsoever.
Yep,
Zero,
behind.
nada, nothing.
Yeah, we're looking for those 3 doors, door number 1, 2, and 3. And it's gonna be kind of lucky if you beat a dungeon and you pull one of those stones out of there.
We haven't seen a single map or compass, and I'm pretty sure we would have seen at least one by now if they were shuffled.
Correct. We have cleared 2 dungeons, a whole big chunk of the overworld. No maps, no compasses in the dungeons, and none on the overworld thus far.
Yeah.
It would be pretty entertaining if they were all, like, every single one was locked inside, say, GTG or Spirit Temple.
Yeah. It could be overworld maps compasses, but very unlikely. That's also what's telling me we probably don't have small key sanity either, for the same reason. We probably should have seen them by now if it were. Yes, there is a song in the DC Stair Skull. Zoopal will probably want to go back there as a child for that. Yeah, that song is a priority. If that's Storms, that is big. With Grotto entrance rando on, you want Song of Storms. The Song of Storms unlocks not only the well, but quite a lot of grottos all over the map.
I'm a bit surprised that Timmy didn't just go inside and reload the staircase from the top floor.
How many Song of Storms grottos were there in the rando? Good question. And Nocturne could also be required, so either way, they want that song. You need a hookshot or boomerang for that skull. It is not possible to get, at least glitchlessly, without a boomerang or hookshot. Timmy does have the boomerang, Rob. It was in Timmy doesn't have the boomerang yet, but he knows where it is. It is in the TARDIS, and beans are not shuffled. Well, Timmy would have to go back adult again to get the boomerang, and then go back child. Still an issue, so gonna have to spend it. It's gonna be a little while longer before Timmy can get that boomerang.
But there's Zelda's Lullaby. And yeah, I often forget that you can't just climb those vines and hit that with the jump slash.
But yes, that is correct, Rap. Sorry, wording. 8 Song of Storms grottos off the top of my head. Sounds about right. There's the ones in Death Mountain Trail and in Sacred Forest Meadow. There's 3 what are usually scrub grottos in Zora's River, Sacred Forest Meadow, and that's Kokiri Forest and DMP. They're the usual scrub, the ones we see in standard settings, weekly settings. We have the SFM, Zora's River, and Gerudo Valley scrub grottos, and then we have a few fairy fountains around the place. And those could be pretty big, considering we have Grotto ER on. Yeah, 2 generic, 1 skull, 3 scrubs, 2 fairy sounds better.
And a partridge in a pear tree? Or would it be a cuckoo in a Deku Tree? So at the 52-minute mark, Zoopal preparing to fight the dinosaur. Timmy preparing to fight a pot. I think he got it first try. Luckily, Trent is nowhere to be seen, so we don't have to do this with Dinspire.
Oh, and we have that is either Serenade or Song of Time.
My Song of Time senses are tingling. But stay tuned here on ZSR to find out.
He is going to blow up Hot Router first before jumping down to get the song. For those who don't know, since Song Sandy is on, there are 12 songs in the game. With 6 pairs, each one of which share a color. So that is how we know that it is either Nocturne or Song of Storms in DC, and that is either Serenade or Song of Time on the pot.
And I think Timmy was purposely missing that big Rolling Goron. He wanted to get King Dodongo and the Hot Rodder on screen at the same time, rolling around. It's all about stream value.
Yeah. We would like to know where warp songs are randomized, but we don't have any warp songs yet. It is a 50-50. That was Song of Time in the Pot, and we don't know if that is Nocturne or Song of Storms. So for colors, Miniva and Saria's are green, Bolero and Zelda's Lullaby are red, Serenade and Song of Time are blue, Nocturne and Song of Storms are purple, Requiem and Eplonos are orange, and Prelude and Sunsong are yellow. Which is how you tell freestanding of songs apart. It is still a 50-50, but it does make it a bit easier.
If you can differentiate between the red, oranges, and the yellows.
Which can be a little tricky. Yeah, if you're colorblind, you're just straight up out of luck.
Luckily, the helpful text is here, which is one of the reasons we do not usually employ text shuffle in tournament settings like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can you imagine if it was text shuffle on and with the, since we have the pedestal giving information?
Yeah, I don't think I would volunteer to commentate that race.
Oh, neither would I. We have had a pause check. There is at least some MQ. And it looks like it's just going to be guesswork as to which dungeons are required. If it does look to be beatable only at this point, so hopefully they won't get bottlenecked. They won't end up. It'll be obvious which dungeons they can do, but who knows? Yeah, Ganon and GTG are normal, and since it says that it was normal specifically on the pause menu, there is some amount of MQ. Minimum 1, technically up to, they could have it as many as 10 if Ganon's, up to, well, not 10, since we've seen Deku and DC. To like 8 tops, although that it would be highly unlikely. Zoopal picking up his fire arrows. To be finding just a small fairy fountain in the SFM Wolfos Grotto. Up to like 5 realistically, yeah. Skipping huge rupees is because we have Ice Trap Onslaught today, so all of the huge rupees are ice traps.
Yeah, they've gotten burned, or rather frozen, one too many times so far.
Ice Trap Onslaught meaning that every single junk item in the game is, which doesn't include huge rupees, is an ice trap. Although, and the ice traps appear as huge rupees. Zoopal finding out, oh no, Kojiro. And getting frozen again. Because this is the seed of ice traps. Good thing they started with double defense, because all those ice traps would add up fast with only 4 hearts and that many in double defense. Double damage hearts.
Yeah, it hasn't come into play yet. But if the seed gets stays close like it is right now, though that health management might be a factor. As Zoopal taking an intentional death to get out of the boulder maze a little bit faster.
Ryu for season 1 hints are always on. It just so happens to be that they are all drunk today. That will be changed in the next in season 2 of Rando, since there will be more options for hints. Not in season 1 though. Season 1, it's just hints are always available. They just happen to all be junk.
Now, what isn't always available are these beans that Timmy's picking up. Grabbing a couple. Haven't seen what's out in the desert yet, but knows that the boomerang is locked by one of them.
Also, we still have not seen a hookshot. The lake lab or adult fishing could have it. No problem, Ryu. It takes time to learn. Ooh, that is magic on the Bolero check.
Well, that's a useful find. We have a bow, we have fire arrows, we can now set stuff on fire as an adult.
Yeah. Well, hey, we whenever we finally manage to get to Ganon, we will be able to also kill him. Because they do have light arrows, magic, and a bow now. Oh, they started with bow, which got them their light arrows off of adult shooting gallery, and now magic.
Timmy has found the Redead here in Zora's River. This is something. It could be a check that Zoopal doesn't go back for, but unfortunately, just a skull token.
And Chad is trying to figure out where are the gold rupees in vanilla.
Keys or keys? Oh, that gives me an evil idea.
Moo, yes, no cow sanity today. We were able to verify. Zoopal checking out the Death Mountain Trail Ferry. And Timmy checking out Zora's domain. Yes, Zoopal is safe fold. Also, happy 1 hour, everyone. And, pretty dry start. Haven't had a lot of items. They've completed Deku and DC, they have hover boots from Deku, and they know there is a song in DC of some type.
A purple song.
Yes. It is Song of Storms or Nocturne. It is looking likely that it leads to their next progress. It's not that dry for minimal, just more generally, it's pretty dry. Lots of ice traps. Zoopal gets yet another one.
Yeah,
but they currently cannot complete any other dungeon.
They can't complete a progression dungeon. They can go into the ice cavern.
Yes, they can. They have Zelda's Lullaby, they have Ruto's Letter, they have the bombs for Skeleton in the letter.
Well, Timmy just has turned in their letter, so I imagine that's what they're thinking. Other than the Zora's Fountain area, there's a little bit in Hyrule Field in terms of some bomb excavation checks. We also haven't seen Gerudo Valley, so I'm thinking it's somewhere in western Hyrule.
Possibly. Oh, they can also complete Jabu unless it's MQ, because MQ Jabu requires more than just a boomerang to complete. But that song, whichever song is in DC, if that is Song of Storms, that could open up quite a number of checks as well for them. If it is Nocturne, then they'll have to see where the warp takes them. Yeah, MQ Jabu does require a slingshot, but it would still be worth checking out. Zoopal picking up his token off the Prelude check.
And now returning the Master Sword to the pedestal at time. Going back, child. Let's see where they head to next.
Yes, Engineer, they do have the scale. They started with it. Yeah, Jabu and the song are the next two priorities at the moment.
To me, not forgetting that fish.
Zora domain is freezing today. Everywhere is freezing today.
Yeah, unfortunately, just 7 years too early. Ganon hasn't cast his spell and released Morpha yet. Go Jabu Jabu, our we gonna see some cows in here? Or is it gonna be vanilla? It's vanilla. So unfortunately, Timmy's gonna have to make his way back up here. Has he not rescued Lord Banana from the graveyard yet?
No, he has not. Still needs to plant the bean, go adult, pick it up, and then go back child again.
Meanwhile, it looks like Zoopal is gonna check our first Great Fairy Fountain.
Yeah, you want beans, but you also have letters, so you must have turned in the letter. It's an awkward spot for that boomerang.
Oh, I spoke too soon. Timmy beating Zoopal into the Great Fairy Fountain. Almost a high five.
Well, the Hyrule Castle Fairy is the Fountain Fairy is a token. Let's see if the Hyrule Castle Fairy is nice or if it's just another tool. And hey, 2 tokens from 2 different fairies.
Oh, I missed the DMT fairy. That's right.
Yeah, we saw the DMT fairy was, I think, yet another ice trap.
Pay no attention to the man behind the green curtain.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice. Zoopal chose to save scum the token in the Hyrule Castle Fairy.
Might have been
No
for
hints.
time of day.
It could have been, yeah. With no hints, it's a very rude. It would be very rude for skull tokens to be required, as we see another one in the Bruto's letter location. I think that might have been 20 for Timmy right there on the letter spot.
Now, we've already seen the 10 check.
But 20, 30, 40, and 50 are all up in the air. No hits, so who knows?
The spoiler log. That's who knows.
For those who don't know, Maraxis is our seed roller.
So if you're gonna try to bribe anybody for spoilers, that's who you send your money to.
Maraxis is also one of our trackers today, which reminds me of me as well. It's an hour and 6 minutes in. Shoutouts to our runners, Tippy and Zoopal. Shoutouts to my Maraxis is in there. Shoutouts to my co-com August, and shoutouts to our trackers, Maraxis, also the Seed Roller, and to Steve Master 92. Who are helping out behind the scenes, clicking the buttons, and making sure we know what each runner has.
I think Timmy is gonna go back adult just a little sooner. He's managed to escape the bait of Lon Lon Ranch.
Zoopal is, however, in Zora's domain as a child with a boomerang, so we'll be able to check out Jabu. Timmy also had some trouble with fishing, left and re-entered, and does get the fish this time.
Yeah, I need those omega-3 fatty acids. Well, we don't need any more ice traps.
No, they really don't. They really, really don't. They're gonna get more ice traps, because every single junk item is an ice trap. And there are a lot of junk items. Well, with it being minimum item full, no maps or compasses. there's a because, and with all the various settings, there's just a lot of bloopies in the pool. Owl to be Colossus would be amazing because owls can be shuffled. The owl drops can be shuffled in Roman's branch. A Kokiri sword, having a Kokiri sword is at least very nice for overworld skulls. No need to worry about that. Because otherwise stick management is quite difficult to do. Nice, Rob. I did once see that there was a generic credit below this house, so I bought all the fish just in case, and it did go to famine. Convenient. Timmy is, speaking of, going to check out this grotto. Waiting until the owl gets away a bit so he doesn't accidentally fly off. But Chazzer, hey, the scrub moved next door. It did go to found the jump to its Shadow Temple.
I needed to move a little to higher ground, I think.
9 rupees, yeah, he was 1 rupee short of being able to afford the scrub. Feels bad. Should hope. Trying to get some from the grass here, no luck.
Might get bailed out by the Fire Arrow Island at Skulltula.
No such luck, but does get his 21st token. What items are considered junk items? Rupees, ammo refills, rupees of all kinds of them, huge rupees. So, blue, red, purple, I think the green rupee as well. Ammo refills, so bombs, Deku seeds, arrows, and recovery hearts, plus a few other things besides.
Here we go. Lord Banana is going to come into play as Zoopal is inside Lord Jabu Jabu.
Yeah, there's plenty, so that Deku nut right there is probably a junk item. Hi diggers. Yeah, there we welcome to Rando. This is quite early for those of us in the US or just in North America, but we do have 2 Europeans in this race. Timmy is Dutch and Zoopal is French. So this is not ridiculously early. It is currently 2 p.m. for them, in fact.
Timmy has now gathered enough money to visit the scrub. Hope it was worth it.
Hey, lens!
Hey, there's something. Hey, that could be useful. It's not going to help him find any hidden chests. It's not going to help him cross the wasteland. He can do that without the lens.
Oh, it happens, diggers. Don't worry. Been a fairly slow seed. It's minimal item pool, so they just haven't been able to find many items because there aren't many items to be found. We have so far. It is Stonebridge with Ganon's boss key in the dungeon. It looks to be beatable only. They have no hints at all. Item pool is minimal. They have double damage, but also double defense, so they start with double defense, so it's basically a net 0.
And over an hour in, we've found out our owls are shuffled.
Yes, owl looked to take us to, what, Kakariko?
Yeah. Took a little detour.
And hey,
Timmy
either 0 chicken
Andrew.
or 1 chicken Andrew. That's also a good way to grind up money, because low chicken count Andrew is a great spot to get 50 rupees really fast. And that is the vanilla bottle. Diggers, this isn't the worst. Open Door of Time, Closed Deku, we have Grotto ER, Owl ER, probably not Dungeon ER at this point.
Yeah, but we got every Skulltula
yes,
available.
Full Token Sanity, we have Song Sanity, There is a song in the DC. There either Nocturne or Song of Storms is on the DC Stairs skull. We have not seen which one it is yet from these runners. Timmy is planting the bean to get the boomerang off the TARDIS so he can go get that skull. As we see another bottle in Jabu.
Yeah, all these bottles are making me think about those soil patch Skulltulas.
Yeah, we also have Weird Egg Shuffle, Max Rupees. Every single junk item is an ice trap. And we have no idea what dungeons we need to beat to open that stone bridge, because maps and compasses give info and are also removed.
And 10 skulls is an ice trap, 20 skulls also an ice trap.
Why am I not surprised? Yeah, we do not have small key sanity on. We would have definitely seen at least one key by now if it were key sanity. Oh, it could still be boss key sanity, but it's not small key sanity.
These folk in the Skulltula house giving Link the cold shoulder. Not grateful at all for him lifting up the curse. I guess they like being spiders, eating bugs, living in spider webs, people running and screaming wherever they go.
Digger saying, yeah, I can see I'm very happy I'm not checking this law. Well, it's minimal item pool, so it's actually not bad to track because you have next to nothing to click.
Timmy, armed with a bug in a bottle, is going to these soil patches. Let's see if he
wants those skulls. It is an interesting choice to go up Death Mountain Trail. You might want to also check out the owl up here.
And yeah, Rob Dog pointing out does not have the boomerang yet, so he's not going in for that song. That's why.
Yes. He needs to go back adult to catch the bean to go get that boomerang, to go back child to get the song. It's a fun back and forth. Also, I love this graphical glitch that comes up in, I think, Parallel Core of RetroArch, where the floor just disappears.
There was a little bit of an early divergence as Timmy went into Dodongo's Cavern as opposed to Zoopal, who kind of did the standard Child 3-song-ish route. Did a lot more exploring earlier as Child, and that's kind of hurt Timmy here. Did not grab the letter right away, and now has to go back for the boomerang. So unfortunately has to do some rerouting and double dipping.
It is unfortunate.
But now climbing up the mountain, gonna get some very out of the way checks. I imagine is gonna go in and roll into the crate in the crater.
I believe this is not a build. Ooh, Timmy almost getting eaten off the wall by the Skulltula. It is Roman's branch, and I don't think this version has the update where that stone in Jabu is accurate. So we don't actually know what it is. Yeah, Timmy can also get the child skulls here, as he is a fool for drinking the fairy fountain.
I definitely want to get the Skulltula here. This is a check their opponent might not come back up here for.
This is known as worst skull for good reason. It sucks to get up to, but it's just another ice trap, probably.
I could go for some rice right now.
And okay, that is DMTL W at Market. Okay.
Alright, well, they're not useful, but they're not terrible locations to get dropped off into.
There are worse places. They don't really open up anything, though.
It is reminding Timmy about the Din's Ferry back here. Doesn't want to orphan that check off, but Zoopal is just about finished up with the Jabu Jabu.
Yes, and it could be worse, though. Timmy did want to go back adult anyway, so kind of convenient in some ways to get that help. And let's see, Last Skull in Jabu is another ice trap, probably. With minimal item pool, any junk item is probably an ice trap.
Here we go. Baronade on Zoopal's side. Let's see if he can't maximize the efficiency of his nutting.
We won't be seeing cross strats at least. Has the Kokiri sword if he somehow manages to run through all 6 sticks.
And gets the boomerang throw that counts. So should be a quick wrap up here. And that will be our vanilla 3-child dungeons. Deku Tree, Dodongo's Cavern, Jabu Jabu. All done.
Yep.
And I think Zoopal actually did them in vanilla order too. So maybe we have Force Temple up next?
Need a hookshot for that. Yeah, magic could be an issue for Timmy. Don't know when he's gonna go back to the crater as adult to check out the Bolero check. Nothing on Baronade. And a Spirit Medallion. That does give him the light arrow cutscene at least.
Yeah, that's something. Also to note, Timmy can't really use his magic as a child anyway, so getting that as an adult would be pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, but that is concerning. We still have not seen a single stone.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need Nocturne off the Ocarina at a time to get into the Shadow Temple. Or Requiem to get into the Spirit Temple. It's gonna be one of those two.
Not necessarily. Warp songs could be shuffled, like the actual warps.
That's true.
And we still don't have a warp song. We check that.
Got plenty of Skulltula tokens, though.
Yes, and those all her health upgrades look to be removed because it is minimal item pool. There is no extra upgrades, no stick upgrades, no nut upgrades, no extra bows, quivers, bomb bags, any of that. No health, just the absolute bare minimum. Yeah, there is actually one heart piece in the item pool, the winner heart piece. But they started with 4 hearts, so that was just part of it.
Not only 4 hearts, but they also started with double defense.
Yes. They could get all medallions before all stones at the rate this is going. Although, genuinely, who knows?
Yeah, that's the randomizer for you. Especially with this tournament, anything could happen.
Oh, yes, it can. Stone Bridge in theory can be a very fast seed. Like if DC, Deku, and Jabu had been stones, we would have been in great shape. But nope, the seed is being trolly. We're going to be here for a while, everyone.
Me now going back to the graveyard, gonna rescue Lord Banana. And Zoopal gonna do some fishing, so these runners continuing to do their ping pong act. Not using nunchucks, that would be swag.
We're just seeing these 2 runners go back over each other's footsteps, do checks we've seen already. Yeah, Zoopal needs to get that purple song ASAP. I think he's gonna clear out Lake, take the owl, find himself in market, and then go up DMT. Get the purple song. Maybe check out the owl, get a couple skulls. And then check out the song, whichever one it is. If it's Nocturne, see where it goes. If it's Song of Storms, start doing checks. Yeah, we have had one Skullbridge before. I think Rob got that one. And Timmy did indeed get his boomerang and is heading right back to Child. Wants that song and probably going to go do Jabu as well.
Yeah, I'm making a beeline for that fish, I think.
Yeah. Going to be disappointed to find just the Spirit Medallion. We still have... Nobly, we need the 3 spiritual stones, whichever dungeons those are, to get into the Ganon's castle, and then we need to be able to complete whatever trials are on, and also find Ganon's boss, which is somewhere in the castle today. So they're really hoping it's not Light Trial. And they're really hoping Light Trial is off, for that matter.
Yep, we'll not be seeing any Bomb Chew hovering to skip the Rainbow Bridge.
No.
So we need those 3 spiritual stones.
Yes, this is still the standard rule set. Light Trial Blast Attack requires all 3 strength upgrades, which is a real pain to find sometimes. And it also has 8 item checks in it. So it's not only loaded, but it's also a pain to get into. Oh, if we do end up seeing Master Quest, I'm afraid I'm going to sound like a fool on comms because I know very little about Master Quest.
To me, clearing out these soul patches, nothing garnished just yet. Bunch of skull tokens, some spider legs.
Zoopal picking up his lens off the scrub here in this lake grotto. We don't know. Nobly, we will need the item to be able to get the check. We don't know which chest. Oh, there's Serenade in the theater. And let's see, where is Serenade going? Lost Woods Bridge. Ganon's Bosky is in the Lost Woods Bridge is Ganon's Bosky is in the castle somewhere. We don't know where, but it's somewhere. Yeah, ALR is still alive potentially. We also the number of trials is randomized, so they will also need to find once they manage to find all 3 stones, which could take quite a while. They're going to be there for a bit. Rob, you need an ocarina to play Serenade. You would have needed an ocarina to be able to play Serenade to get to the bridge. Kind of admit. ALR, what was possible for ALR until now? Kurox, we hadn't. There is a Goron tunic in the shop, in the child-only market shop.
So Timmy now making their way into Zora's domain, gonna finish up this fish.
Yeah. Also, yeah. No, if it was shuffled ocarina, yes, but in this particular scene, not so much. Yeah, if it is ALR, we need warp songs to go to very specific locations. We need one to get to Colossus, one to go to that child-only shop, one to get to the crater, the fire temple, the Bolero warp specifically, and one to not Shadow Temple entrance. X the settings command is just for weeklies. Don't look at it. And yes, also owls are shuffled in either one of those locations. Yeah, the thing that seems most ALR to me is that we've been able to beat 3 dungeons that were not part of the bridge condition. Yeah, water is it, and would be pretty rude as well, since we have still not seen a single hook shot an hour and a half in.
My Gerudo Valley senses are tingling.
Yes, there are 4 skulls you can get as child. There's a Storm Spreader if that is Song of Storms in the DC. Well, we're gonna find out here in the next couple minutes from Zoopal. ALR is all locations reachable, Aston, so if it is off, there is no guarantee they'll do every single check in the game. They will be guaranteed to be able to get the checks they need to beat the game, but anything else is who knows. Look at this dude doing child cheat DC. I mean, with their hooks nowhere to be found, and them being kind of low on stuff to do, in all honesty, this is a good play. No, they were able to peek the skull. Both of them know there is a song there, Clyde. It is either Song of Storms or Nocturne. Yeah, child DC isn't nearly as rare in random settings. People, please quit putting in the settings command, because there isn't one. That is for the standard weekly settings. We have Stonebridge, Ganon's boss key in the dungeon somewhere. Possibly people only, still not sure. Useless hint distribution, mental item pool, double damage, open door of time, closed Deku, Grotto ER, Owl ER, Warp Song entrance rando, full token sanity, song sanity, shop sanity 0, Weird Egg Shuffle, max rupees, ice trap onslaught on junk items only, and about that stone bridge, they have no idea what dungeons have those stones, because maps compasses give info and are also removed. So they don't know what dungeon gives them until they beat the dungeon. That is our current settings. And let's see, what is this song? That is Song of Storms on the DC Stair Skull. Well, we have some idea of stones at this point because we've beaten a bunch. But it is just guesswork. Hookshot can be on Begora, but you'd need Epona. Yes, there is some amount of Master Quest. We don't know how much is Master Quest, but there is some amount of it. Yes, we are also starting with the trade quest. So there has to be some amount. We know for sure there has to be a Master Quest because we did see the pause menu, and GTG and Ganon's Castle are normal. Yeah, we haven't seen the Gerudo Bridge either, but nobly, this actually has compared to for Rando, at least the seed hasn't been too terrible. Just kind of low on items, but that's about the usual for minimal. You're too terrible so far. Where was the Deku State Theater? Because I just completely missed it. You're not commenting in chat.
It must have been somewhere in Kakariko Village.
Reded Grotto entrance?
Yeah, that must have been it.
Timmy got Serenade. Reded Grotto.
Serenade was in the Goron pot in Goron City.
Yes. No, Song of Time was on the Goron pot. Serenade was in the. I forgot we got both. Serenade was in the Soil Patch Skull next to the Deku Theater entrance. Yeah, no, they need to. They figure out the runners and us get to figure out the settings as we go along. Takes practice to be able to tell them to figure out what's going on. You end up memorizing quite a lot of different things. Today we didn't have to figure out what the hint distribution was, but that's a particular puzzle to figure out as you get hints and you're like, which hint distribution? And let's see what's in. Okay, keys. There is a key there in the well. That does look to be vanilla well. And we will see the small key setting check here. It is not keysy. I don't remember which keys are vanilla. Or keys are in vanilla, so we'll see if it's what it is. Yeah, if it's vanilla keys, it's not MQ Spirit, because MQ Spirit plus vanilla keys means that they will give you 3 keys at the beginning, because MQ Spirit key logic sucks. Often is a key in vanilla, yes. Well, it could be MQ Spirit with ALR. Oh, maybe I don't think so. But yeah, MQ Spirit is 2 keys in spots that require all 7 logically. And 2 keys in spots that logically require 6. So MQ Spirit logic is just... I know nothing about it. I know next to nothing about MQ Spirit. But I do know that the logic is horrendous. And that is our
second vanilla key.
Yes. Which, that probably means it is vanilla small keys. Two vanilla keys indicates it's probably vanilla key. Another race trap. We haven't seen Lax yet, Melrose. He hasn't gone back adult since finishing Shabu.
Yep, now extending their lead in terms of checks. Zoopal slightly more efficient in their routing. But here we go for the Baronade fight for Timmy. 1 key boomerang throw is what we want to see. First, you gotta detach it from Jabu's brain. You gotta decrease its defense, the armor from those jellyfish. And Timmy is looking good. And there's our hook shot in the
First
bottom of the well.
Well, Dead Hand has our first hook shot. Oh boy, that's big for Zoopal.
Yep, they just
completable. They can't
Yeah,
do it in
Zoopal
logic
just
because
took-
we don't have adult.
Yeah, Zoopal just took a big leap forward with that hook shot kit.
Oh man, yeah, Force is unfortunately out of logic, but hey, there's a rest key. It's an interesting choice. Yes, Zoopal can now continue to fill Order Dungeon, but if this is beatable only, doing Force Temple may not be an ideal idea. On the other hand, there is at this point, we have 5 dungeons left, and 3 of them are stones. There is a 40%, there's a 60% chance that Forest Temple is a stone.
So the one thing that would turn me away from the Forest Temple is the fact that logically it's required that you need Saria's Song or Minuet.
Not necessarily Minuet. In this case, a song that dumps you in SFM. With Warp Song Rando August, that's not necessarily Minuet.
Right.
Sorry, a song or a Warp Song, it dumps you there.
Exactly, but given that we have 0 warp songs other than Serenade,
Which
again,
is
that
not
would
it.
turn me away from the Forest Temple.
Let's see what else is in the well. Well, there's another ice trap. More ice traps. We gotta go for it, so let's meander a bit on the way there somehow. Yeah. This, Forest Temple could be a play, but it's also...
And another high five as Timmy leaving Goron City as Zoopal is entering. Don't want to create any paradoxes.
No, Zoopal's not entering. No,
Oh,
Zoopal.
Those were the wrong bomb flowers. Whoopsie.
I was like, where the heck do you think he is?
I thought he was opening up the Lost Woods shortcut.
He's nowhere near it. How did you think he teleported?
Hey, anything can happen in Rando.
Shoutouts to that hookshot being boomerang lock, so the odds are good you were hard required to go to Child DC to get that Song of Storms. Ice Cavern could be a good play now. It isn't logic, unlike Forest Temple. Doesn't have a great deal of checks, but they cannot get the adult Skulltula and Saurus found right now.
Can check 30 skulls, and it's another ice trap. 3 for 5.
Whoever rolled this wants to see the world burn. Could be worse.
I think they want to see it frozen over. I did
Yeah, they
have
want to
a
see it.
suggestion for the Freaky Friday a couple weeks ago, where given that it's almost Christmas in July, we could have had a frozen Hyrule field. Maybe next year. And it looks like Zoopal is gonna do some of these soil patches.
Does also
Again.
have the boomerang, so can get pretty much any skill he can as child.
Yeah, might, it's kind of more that ping-ponging back and forth. We saw Timmy do all these earlier. Now Timmy's grabbing the Song of Storms, so I think they're headed to the bottom of the well.
Like it, there's not a ton else to be done at the moment. Who's winning right now? Zoopal is ahead in progression, but considering how this seed has been, who knows? Although, since Zoopal is currently doing checks that Timmy did already, they're probably close to even. It is much too early to call it. Cat is winning.
As they might say in the Tetris community, they are neck and neck.
They pretty much are, because they're just doing checks to get this done. Although Zoopal's child cleanup will be a bit more efficient, he'll be able to just get all the skulls along the way with Boomerang, which is helpful.
With that lens equipped, though, they're thinking of one very specific check.
Magic was the Bolero check, Chaos.
I gotta cross the bridge in the crater for magic tonight.
Yeah, in Rando, viewers are always winners.
Looks like Zoopal is gonna do some excavating around Hyrule Field to wait out their time of day. 2 grottos around this wall they can check. And might alternatively take the loop around Gerudo Valley into Lake Hylia. It's another possibility.
Yeah, if he really wanted to do the lens game, unfortunately for him, he wasn't. He was in the DMT area, but chose not to take the owl. That would have taken him straight to market. Timmy trying the jump slash stretch for this power skull in Cat, not having much luck. You need a slingshot or bomb choosing logic for this, actually.
Yeah, a jump slash is not an easy trick.
They would not need to go to ranch as a. The only reason they would need to go to ranch as adult is if opponent is slow and they find opponents. So no good reason at the moment. But if it is slow, if that opponent is off and they find opponents, I'll need to do it.
So Timmy checking that 30 Skulltulas check, probably within 2 minutes of Zoopal. But Timmy is now gonna jump into the bottom of the well, hopefully, after one more skull check. While Zoopal is headed into the castle. So as we wait for our next few checks here, if you're at all interested in volunteering, we'd love to have you here on ZSR behind the scenes. Anything from tracking to commentating. If you're not already a part of the Discord, you should join the Discord. Throw that exclamation volunteer in there, and you'll be provided with a form to apply.
Yeah. Okay, the volunteer command is working, but the Discord command is working, so there's the Discord. If you want to learn how to play Randomizer, get help or just chat about it, or to volunteer, you can find more info in the Discord.
The more the merrier, as they say.
Yes, and yeah, Zoopal did buy some shoes.
But as Timmy opens up the bottom of the well, Zoopal is reclaiming that Master Sword, skipping all the fun of puberty.
Going to check out the light arrow cutscene here. As Timmy goes into the well, going to discover its vanilla keys and his hookshot. And just a token on light arrow cutscene. Okay.
Oh, imagine that. Talking for hours on end is a little rough on the voice. Making sure I have my water bottle. Absolutely. Let's see, where is Zoopal headed to? Looks like a beeline for Zor's River. And that was in
heading
Ice
for
Caverns.
Ice Cavern.
And Rob Dog in chat pointing out with that serenade, warping to Kokiri Forest. Zoopal will be in a little better position going towards the Ice Cavern if they choose that route next.
You mean Timmy will be in it? It'll be easier for Timmy to get to Ice Cavern.
Probably.
Zoopal's also going to check the Song of Storms grotto here in the river as he goes up. Which is, okay, a generic grotto. And a Hylian Shield. I mean, one thing with Ice Cavern is it is in logic, and if this is beatable only, you don't want to go too far out of logic. Because if it is beatable only, out of logic stuff could be completely useless if the seed never intends for you to get there. Yeah, unfortunately, Zoopal will not be able to check the really awful adult-only Skulltula in the fountain that is Strength 2 locked, unless he somehow manages to find a second strength in the Ice Cavern area.
That would be super convenient.
I'm not sure what his time of day is, but he would like to at least be able to check the Skulltulas up here in River. Unfortunately, a little bit too early for it.
Yeah, I know one of them who went up the river earlier as an adult. At least saw one of the Skulltulas.
The upper one here in the river was a huge ruby or something like that. I don't know if Timmy checked the lower one though.
Yeah, it's possible they've already seen that. So, and not going for the Ice Cavern, making a beeline instead for the Force Temple. I can't imagine they're going to the crater.
I doubt it, as Timmy picks up his hookshot.
And Zoopal being very efficient on his way to whatever dungeon they're headed to next. And very nice bomb throw as he finds the song. And I did learn that you can actually kill that Skulltula through the wall and boomerang it.
Oh, and that was a bonus song on the skull here in the Kokiri Storms grotto.
And that opens up a whole lot of the Western overworld.
Yes, hey, a wallet in the Kokiri adult skull. We have no clue what's on the Goron. Hi, VXR, by the way, because hints are useless today. No hints whatsoever, who knows? And
Yeah,
also
that part
gives us
of
Colossus access. With Lens, Hover Boots, and Magic, they can, and opponent's long, they can get to... Oh, that does depend, though. If Gerudo card is vanilla. yeah. Hints are... There's no hints if the trade item is Kohiro, so we're gonna... If they have to do the Goron, they're gonna be here for a while for it. VXR, our settings today, for those who have just coming in, we have Stone Bridge. Ganon's Posky is somewhere in the castle. It might be looking to be beatable only, but we don't know yet. No hints. Minimal item pool, double damage, and they started with double defense. Open Door of Time, closed Deku, closed Fountain. Grotto ER, Owl ER, Warp Song ER. Full token sanity, song sanity, shop sanity 0, and vanilla small keys. The weird egg is shuffled, carpet salesman and Metagoron, and the bean guy are not. We also have start with max rupees. They have 10 million ice traps because it's onslaught, and they're on junk items only. And about that stone bridge, they don't know which dungeons have those stones because maps comes to give info and they are removed.
yeah,
And Zoopal beginning a trade quest. I missed that while I was reading off our really long list of settings.
Yep, and chat pointing out that there are no timers with entrance randos. So that kind of makes the trading quest a little more forgiving.
Yeah. Yes, Ryukane, if there is no timer, save warping is fine. I mean, with only Grotto ER, it's really not a major concern. Like, timers aren't a huge deal, but if you have Indoors ER or Gopherworld ER, timers are definitely disabled because it would be a nightmare to try and work with the timer ER. Yeah, gotta love Onslaught. Okay, timers disabled in interior overworld or warp song ER. Thank you, B. And we do have warp song ER today.
Timmy finished up with the bottom of the well. Let's see where they head to with that hook shot.
And the Zoopal is checking out the Song of Storms Grotto and Sassafem as he heads for well here. Yeah, Warp Song ER doesn't make the most sense for the timers. As the trade quest doesn't require any warp songs. Well, okay, it doesn't interact with using blow to warp the crater. And there is a trick to allow there. I did not realize.
Here we go. It's sub 2 hours. We have our forest temple.
Just barely sub 2, which does look to be a vanilla forest temple. Whatever M2 dungeon is, we know there is at least one. It is not forest temple. Yeah, still no Requiem. It might not even be Requiem for Colossus access, though. I still no. Oh, and Song of Time was in the Goron Pot. Serenade was in the Soil Patch Skull by the Deku Theater. Oh, there's
and
Requiem.
another song.
That's Requiem. Forest lobbies. Forest main room still.
So now just about everywhere is open to Zoopal at the moment. So chances are we are looking at probably less than another 2 hours.
Hopefully, Ganon's Castle could be included in the Master Quest pool, but we did see the pause menu, and since Ganon's Castle and GTG don't have maps or compasses, it's just given automatically. It is, they are vanilla.
So Timmy has used this time of day to come back into Lon Lon Ranch. Gonna check these Skulltulas here. Interesting play.
She just a just nice trap, probably. Yeah, you're good, Rob. So we know I'm keeping GTG. We didn't see the 2 boomerang locked skulls though, Steve Master. Fire, water, shadow, ice are the only possible dungeons left. Yes, at this point, since Spirit would give keys, correct. Spirit of vanilla keys were coincidence, or if Spirit has 3 keys and nobody noticed, I suppose, yeah. Also, happy 2 hours, everyone. Yeah, MQ Spirit with vanilla keys always gives 3 keys, even in beatable only.
So making very quick progress here in the Forest Temple. Facing off against the Wall Master here. Floor Master, rather.
Yeah, I expect once Zoopal finishes off Forest Temple, he'll go to see where Requiem is. Yeah, seeing Requiem gives more beatable only versus ALR for sure. Yeah, beatable only with vanilla keys does make it really hard for you to get locked out. And hey, Aurora's Wind on the Forest Island. That's nice to have.
That is very nice to have in a seed like this, where we have essentially no warp songs. Not guaranteed that those songs
are actually useful.
Exactly, yeah.
I remember the Render match on Thursday between What the Hells and What the hell's in Mr. Mario? I think we had 2 different warp songs that both dumped Human Market. Great warp songs, fantastic. They both went to market. One went street, one went to the entrance from the market entrance from Castle. It's like, really, game? Really? Yeah, we have to see the 5 warps to CAC. Beatable only plus warp zone rando. It makes for some really funny warps.
So Zoopal has been trekking through the forest temple. Timmy is finished up with this like 3rd or 4th child segment, reclaiming the Master Sword. Let's see where they get off to next.
If it is beatable only in Shadows of Medallion, not necessarily. Because in beatable only, there's no guarantee you need to be able to get to the Shadow Temple if it's not required for a stone. You just might never get there. Yeah, if Spirit is required, there will be a warp to Colossus as well, since there's a child-only key, and besides there's a child-only skull in Colossus.
And we do not have vanilla boss keys. That was an ice trap from that gilded chest. To answer some confusion in chat, we saw Timmy pick up a gold Skulltula token on the Lost Woods Bridge. That was from the Light Arrow cutscene.
Yes.
Does look like Timmy is thinking the same thoughts that Zoopal was. A couple of overworld spots that they're checking on the way, but making straight for that forest temple.
Nothing in Forest Temple so far other than Forest Wind, though. Well, I guess a pony song action now and that, so 2 useful items so far. Ice or GTG would both be good plays next.
Yeah, assuming we don't find something like the hammer, iron boots.
Yeah, you also want to check out where Requiem takes you.
So at this point, Zoopal about half a forest temple ahead of Timmy. Otherwise, they are not far behind.
No, they are.
Essentially have all the same items.
Yes, although Timmy does have Serenade and Song of Time. Song of Time could be useful for an MQ dungeon whenever that turns up, because MQ requires a lot of Song of Time. And he also has Serenade, which was not helpful. That is not a command that works for this. Baby Eater. The bot. People trolling the bot.
Good use of fire arrows there from Zoopal. Saving a handful of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Magic was on the Bolero check. Yeah, I don't think Timmy goes back for Bolero check until he finds the hammer, since he's cleared out Crater otherwise. He had no hover boots or hookshot to check that Bolero check at the time.
Yeah, chances are fire will be one of our stone dungeons.
Hey, second wallet in the forest falling ceiling.
It's actually a 60% chance at this point, I think.
It is 60% chance, and that chance will change once you see what's on Forest Temple. It's okay, Timmy will get magic too. Lol. Yeah, no magic too. It is minimal light of hole. I don't think I've seen the Zora tunic yet. Actually.
Tunics are not something I take note of.
Neither do I. I know. Oh, I know it. We've seen all the shops, so I know we've seen the Zora tunic. I just don't remember where it was.
Looks like Zoopal picked up a wallet here. So one wallet in Forest Temple, one inside Kukuri Forest.
I have no idea which shop the Zora tunic is in. I know it's somewhere, but oh, it was a cack shop. Thank you. We have seen shoe shop. It wasn't there, I don't think, but. Yeah, with vanilla small keys that could open up locked doors in the water, but where are boss keys? Might be boss keysy.
Yeah,
They're hoping it could be boss. It could be boss keysy. The boss key could still be in the basement as of right now. It could be boss key sanity, which would be horrendous. If it's boss key sanity, this seed just got that much longer because they have to go find boss keys. Not necessarily, Ryu. There's not that many boss keys in the game. You're just gonna find that we happen to have not run across one yet. There's only 5 boss keys, since the Ganon boss key is in the castle. There's a decent chance of it. No, but who knows? It is not. There is good chance of not being boss key sanity, but we'll see here.
Yep, stay tuned on ZSR for about 30 more seconds and you'll find out. Well, we know it's not inside dungeons.
No, that is not it. We'll find out here in shortly what exactly is our boss key setting for today.
Gonna backwalk, so keeping us in suspense.
And it is boss keysy.
Yeah, there's your answer. No boss keys required this seed, except the Ganon's Castle boss key. Somewhere located in Ganon's Castle.
We don't know where.
We do know it's not Master Quest Trials. So that's one piece of info.
Let's see. What trial? So whenever they finally manage to get into Ganon's castle, which could be a while, they will be able to do the forest trial check. The water trial checks, fire arrows, magic, bow gives you the shadow trial checks. Spirit trial is available with hookshot and bomb bag to choose. So they can get 7 of the 15 checks available for boss key. The other 8 are locked behind light trial.
And Zoopal missing some of those crouch stabs got knocked back from the wall, but good Phantom Ganon fight. I think extending their lead, as Timmy has not reached the Stalfos just yet.
Nope. Also, hi, Zelgadison. In chat, and let's see. It is a sapphire for Forest Temple. First stone at 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yep, the seed stones are the name of the game. And here we go with our Requiem check. Where is it warping us? Oh, that's not helpful.
Oh wait, that means the ALR is not entirely nutty. Okay, because that Goron tunic is one of the big things that pointed us towards it being potentially beatable only, but that... Never mind. Never mind, that's very much... Oh boy.
So Zoopal now summoning his equestrian steed. I'm gonna do some training in Gerudo's training ground, I believe.
Depends. Where is that? Oh, also slow Epona. Time to go do that.
Yeah, this is a check we haven't seen on ZSR for quite some time.
No, we saw it from What the Hell's in Mr. Mario's match as well. Which was earlier this week. So yes, that is likely all. Never mind about beautiful only. That's probably all locations reachable because it cannot be a coincidence that Requiem took you directly to that shop that had the Goron tunic.
All right, let's await the hype race. Well, does Zoopal have the chops to beat Ingo?
But hopefully Zoopal will be able to check out the Gerudo area once he's done racing for Epona. Gonna spend a couple minutes here. But it depends if where is that Gerudo card? Is it vanilla or is it shuffled? If it's shuffled, nope.
Stay tuned here on ZSR. Race number 2. And gets the early cutoff. Continues the lead around the bend. Refreshing his carrots. Maintaining that first place position. Here we go around the final bend. And Zoopal has won himself a horse. Confined to this ranch. I hope that teaches everyone out there to make sure you go ahead and read the fine print on all your contracts.
And never mind, just gonna jump right over the fence instead. I love Ingo's facial expressions, by the way, they're hilarious.
Wah!
Also, hello, Zwerginator, welcome to Rando.
Here we go with some excavation of South Hyrule.
Oh, big poses available. Oh, Epona, bottles. And another race trap in the remote grotto.
Timmy's still trudging through the Forest Temple.
And the open grotto is... Oh, Dompe race.
2 checks incoming. this is Sphere Zero.
Yes, it is. He just needs to make sure he doesn't screw up the void out, because otherwise he's gonna get stuck. In before no fast Dante, that would be funny. Yeah, Boss Keezy means long shot and a skill are enough for water depletion.
Not the best time in the world for Zoopal on the Dampe race, but under a minute is good enough.
Yes, well, let's see. Ice Trap and Ice Trap. Probably. And, okay, that's dead. The grotto by the lake here. Zoopal doesn't have the hammer, so cannot check that really crappy grotto by the valley.
Is going into Lake Hylia. Pick up that Scarecrow song, check what's on top of the lab.
Yeah, it should get Scarecrow. Huh, yeah, you can start with removed items, so they did start with double defense and 4 hearts, despite this being minimal item pool. Yes, it is minimal, Riley. Minimal item pool plus Ice Trap Onslaught equals a fantastic time.
Leads to a chilling experience.
It's amazing. Yes, also double damage, but they start with double defense, so that kind of ends up being a net 0. Yeah, also maps compasses have info and are removed, no hints, so this is Stonebridge, and they don't know what a dungeon's gonna give them until they finish the dungeon. And since this is suddenly now looking to be all locations reachable, whether or not a dungeon is accessible is not a good indication of anything. Yeah, starting with double defense is saving their life. Since otherwise 4 hearts, 10 gazillion ice traps, they'd be in a pretty bad spot. And Zoopal is also having a bad date with fishing. Okay, does get it finally.
Timmy entering the Phantom Ganon fight. Let's see how much volleyball he's got to play.
This is probably yet another fool. Yep. Not that I'm surprised. This is Ice Trap.
If you wanna win a quick bet with your friends there, you can bet a quick $50 that the next check is either going to be an Ice Trap or a Skulltula, and you'll probably win a quick $50.
Probably, because it is Ice Trap Onslaught with minimal item pool, so there are lots and lots and lots of ice traps.
Yep.
Because almost everything is junk, because all the maps, compasses, all the extra upgrades get removed with minimal, everything gets replaced by junk, so all of that becomes an ice trap.
And in this seed, that includes the boss keys as well. But
Yes,
Phantom Ganon
indeed.
has been dispatched by Timmy, picking up their first spiritual stone. Gonna feel pretty good about that. That is
Yes.
our Rainbow Bridge requirement for the seed.
Yes. Also, to note, since we are coming up on the 2.5 hour mark, because Rando can take a really long time, we do have breaks built in, arranged by the runners ahead of time in the race so that they don't end up sitting here for 7 hours straight, because that has happened, with no breaks. In this case, they have arranged to do a 3-minute break every 2.5 hours. So we will have a break coming up shortly here in about 5 minutes. And we can do a recap of the seed when that happens, for those who are just coming in.
Meanwhile, Zoopal is done with South Hyrule, finished up with Lake Hylia, and it now is gonna cross the Gerudo Valley River.
Also, hello, Emo Soto. We'll probably do a short version. It's Stonebridge, no hints, no dungeon info, and we'll give you a full recap later.
Yeah, the name of the game, it seems, is to do the dungeons in the vanilla order, as we've seen on Zoopal's side.
And Timmy choosing, instead of to race for a pony, he's just going to do Ice Cavern instead.
Yeah, this could be the turning point. They've kind of been ping-ponging back and forth, and at this stage in that game of ping-pong, Timmy is a little bit behind of Zoopal.
That looks to be yet another ice trap on the Valley Crate.
I think I just won $50.
And hey, the useless Grotto moved slightly from under the rock to over here by the tent.
Not gonna stick around a few more minutes to check those Skulltulas. He wants to get in here and do some horseback archery.
Yes, he can do horseback archery and then head back out. Well, if he finds the card here, he doesn't want to risk it. He's pretty close to nighttime, so he can get the skulls then.
Also, a fairly big chance of finding a hammer somewhere around here. Nothing from the Skulltula in Frozen Zora's domain.
Yes, as well as, let's see, how many carpenters do we have today? Is it 1 or is it 4? If the card isn't nice, that would be hilarious. If the card is not vanilla, Zoopal will likely end up going over to Ice Cavern. Timmy did not check Domain Song of Storms.
Yep, no, most certainly not.
And hey, Tectite Grotto, which is another ice trap.
Hey, I thought ice was supposed to be less dense than water. What's that ice trap doing on the bottom?
Hey, it makes even less sense for fire or fire arrows to be there.
I don't know. It is kind of magic fire.
I suppose. Also, 4 carpenters, yay.
Yeah, I am surprised these runners remember the route through the fortress.
Yep. Yeah, it's often. I'm not entirely surprised Timmy skipped the the main storms. It's one of the checks. Some of those grottos you just don't remember because you never see it in any setting that's not Grotto ER.
He might
I don't even
remember
remember what
on.
it, I don't even
He
remember
might
what it
remember
is in
on his way
vanilla.
back to Unthaw the King. But in vanilla, it's just a small fairy fountain.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even remember what it is in vanilla. It's all very bad. Yeah, bring this. You want GTG racing go and then fight 4 guards. Great. Ice is definitely denser than water. Both are 4 checks, but water is much longer.
But to note, no boulders in the ice cavern. No Master Quest ice cavern.
No, we continue to see vanilla dungeons. We know there is at least one MQ dungeon, but we still don't know which. It is 46 tokens for Timmy.
Yeah, with no hints, you want these Skulltulas, you want to get those checks done and out of the way.
And Zoopal is also up in the high 40s now. No, 100 Skulltulas is not the 100 Skull Report is not randomized. Oh, break time.
Yep, it is 2.5 hours into this seed. Not the worst seed in the world, but it could be over at this point with
Yes,
other settings.
Yes. All right. Might as well recap for the people who came in recently. So we have our settings are Stone Bridge. Ganon's boss key is in the castle somewhere. All locations reachable likely. That Requiem cannot be a coincidence. Hit distribution is useless. We have a minimal item pool, so they have no extra upgrades, no health, no nothing. Double damage, although they have double defense, so it ends up getting negated. Our entrance ramp. We have open door of time, closed Deku, and closed fountain. Grotto ER. Our entrance randos are grottos, owls, and warp songs. Our sanities are full token sanity, shop sanity, 0, song sanity, vanilla smalls, keys, and boss keysy. Beer deck is shuffled. We still haven't seen it, although with song sanity, it's not exactly the biggest concern. They also start with max rupees. They have 10 million ice traps because it's ice trap onslaught on junked items only. And they don't know which dungeons have the stones because maps compasses give info and are removed.
And another fun setting you might notice from their pause menus here, we have a mushroom on the right-hand side of our screen, a blue chicken on the left.
They have no hints. They might have to do the whole entire trade quest starting from the blue chicken to get the item off the Goron.
But luckily with no timers.
Yes, because Warp Song Rando is on. And I'm going to take a really quick bathroom break.
So far, we've seen these runners kind of ping-ponging back and forth. Zoopal, in my opinion, has a little better efficiency in their routing. Never had to kind of double dip jabu jabu like we saw Timmy do. I was kind of able to grab the boomerang and the ladder in one sweep and trek up the river. But the real turning point was the about 2 hours in finding the hook shot in the bottom of the well. Luckily, Timmy wasn't too far behind Zoopal, grabbing that. Probably about 2 minutes behind each other, grabbing that hook shot. what perhaps is gonna be able to make up a little bit of extra time as Zoopal is taking an extended bathroom break.
Interesting.
Hope he doesn't think it's 5 minutes every 2.5 hours.
No, it was specified to be 3 minutes.
Yeah, I thought so. 3 minutes is kind of interesting.
There's a bit of confusion on the break time. Zoopal thought it was 5 loops.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay,
my
no
ESP senses were working there.
Yeah, I'm back as well. Took a quick bathroom break myself.
I think it will all be evened out at the end of this.
Yep, Timmy is waiting a bit of time, and will be starting shortly. And Miraxis is moderating this race and is keeping up with it. And hey, we do have a vanilla card. Okay, no concerns in that front.
Yeah, and to note, we have seen some like incredibly close races here in the past on ZSR. 5-15 seconds between racers. So at this point, it might not seem like a big deal, but towards the end, you never know.
You never know. Also, rando. In cases like this, with maps compasses removed and giving info, whether choosing to do a dungeon or not could actually make a difference. If it turns out you do a medallion dungeon and find absolutely nothing while your opponent skips it and does a stone dungeon instead, that can be a huge difference.
Yeah, we're seeing right now. The difference is Ice Cavern versus GTG. So no difference in medallion / stone progression.
Ice Cavern is all ice traps and one chest is light arrows. Sadly, we've seen light arrows already. We saw that about 2 minutes into the seed on the Adult Shooting Gallery. Yeah, with vanilla keys, they can do most of Fire Temple. Hey, Paperweight.
That's not gonna help.
Not at all.
It would be nice if we were getting a bunch of hints right now, but that's not gonna happen.
Yep.
We are gonna get more skull tokens and ice traps, though. Yeah, I can guarantee you that.
Yes. Hey, skull token on the horseback archery 1000, and strength 2 on HPA 1500.
Yeah, very convenient. Right outside GTG. Let's go.
Stone of Agony in Logic for Hints is not on for Season 1, but it may be a possibility in Season 2.
It's just 2 more checks inside the Ice Cavern. 2 more checks for Timmy in Zora's Domain. Hopefully you remember that, Grotto.
Yes, the double HPA reward is unique to Roman's branch. It is an extension of the fast Dompe race, is that HPA is also combined. That will likely be merged into the main branch at some point. Epona's song is Kokiri Storms. They both have it. Okay, and now Zoopal is checking out the Valley Skulls.
Yep, nothing getting. Going back in, a couple Skullfuls in the fortress. Is he gonna opt to do that or just jump inside the training ground?
He will be checking out the skulls. This skull here in the horseback archery area is a bit annoying to get. You have to walk all the way back out to go pick it up.
Well, he could be riding his horse.
He could, he just doesn't want to bother.
And that's
it's worth
song.
It. Is that Saria's or Minuet? Let's find out.
Here on CSR.
That is Saria's song. Alright, 4 Temples in Logic. Actually, no. That is interesting. No, yeah, that is Logic, because Eponos was over in, what's it? Eponos was in, I'm mixing up Eponos and Recklay. That is in Logic. But it's Forest Temple in Logic. Yeah, Eponos is in Logic, and this is in Logic. So yeah, 4 Temples in Logic. I got that, and Requiem mixed up. Whips. And let's see, End of Ice Cavern, Skull Token, and Exercise Strap. Alright, Ice Cavern was useless.
That's another $100 if anyone was following my advice. Here we go. GTG, what have you got for us? 10 rupee entrance fee, but what else? Nothing in the lobby.
See, is King Thora of any use today? Nope.
Will Timmy remember the Song of Storms Grotto?
It looks like that's where he is going.
Alright, good. Zora's domain will be cleared out after this. And one final check in this area is the icy water.
No, there is one other, and that is the the skull in the fountain.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the Sunsong Grave in the Domain Storm's Grotto.
Ooh, curious. Hopefully we don't have to return to that with Sunsong.
Oh, that would be pretty nasty. Yeah, it is not cleared out.
Yeah, Zora's domain remains open.
Yes, it does.
Meanwhile, Zoopal has found 2 small keys. Is in the Silver Rupee Maze.
Strength 2 is on the Horseback Archery Skull. It's not 1500 HP. Horseback Archery Skull at Saria's. Me going to find not much of anything in the River Storm's Grotto. Old Tiling Shield, I suppose, but he has one already, so not much use.
Zoopal reminding you to get your pet spayed or neutered, help control the pet population.
If Night Skulls need sons, that would be a bit of a concern, yeah, because then Force would still be out.
Well, there's a song. Is that Bolero?
Yeah, that was Bolero on the Wolf's chest. GG. That's an interesting one. 2 songs in the Kokiri area. The Kokiri Fortress area. HBA Skull has had Saria's, and then the GTG Wolf's chest had a Bolero. And hey, Gold Scale! Speaking of being able to finish off water temples. And 50 skulls is a hole.
Potentially just a hammer, a long shot, and a mirror shield from Go Mode.
Yeah, it depends on what our last 2 stone dungeons are. And where Ganon's boss key is, as well as which trials are on.
The only other items we're looking for: Din's Fire, Nocturne Shadow, Strength 3.
Our remaining dungeons are Fire, Water, Shadow, and Spirit. 2 of them are stones, 2 of them are medallions. Who knows which is which?
At least one is Master Quest.
Because, to note, since I didn't comment on this earlier, GTG is vanilla.
So Timmy, now following Zoopal's footsteps, gonna free his horse. But at this point, quite a bit behind Zoopal to that Strength 2 upgrade.
Rudo's letter so far has led to absolutely nothing. Deku was a useless medallion. Ice Cavern was barren. The fountain and rain checks have so far all been useless.
Tons of ice traps. Almost both players at 50 skulls. But Timmy mounting his steed, preparing for the race.
I forgot, but at the center of GTG is out of logic until they find that hammer. What is the toilet a key in vanilla?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
Meanwhile, Timmy is gonna take race number 1. Tension mounts for race number 2.
Okay, toilet has a key, thank you.
Oh, Timmy does not get the early cutoff. Oh, Ingo being a troll. You more opportunities to get ahead. Can he make it?
Yes,
Final
he can.
turn, and he gets ahead.
Just barely. Zoopal should know its vanilla keys, but admittedly, I don't know if he knows what the vanilla key layout is for places.
This coverage of the Lon Lon Ranch Derby has been brought to you by ZSR.
And it is over with a nice and clean jump over the fence.
Timmy very understandably making the routing efficiency down
GTG
to
left
Southern
maze.
Hyrule as Zoopal finds the long shot. And I think that's out of logic. Yeah. We need to find
No,
those
we have
iron
Song of
gates.
No, we have Song of Time to get the keys on right side in logic. That isn't that isn't logic. I can get every key that's
Okay.
not the toilet. It's not in logic for Zoopal because he hasn't found Song of Time off of the Goron pot yet, but it is in logic for us.
And I think setting for his win here doesn't know how easy it will be to get back across the desert. Not even gonna cross the desert at this point. Actually, he's probably taking that scale and long shot to the water temple.
Gonna beat it real fast. It's gonna take all of 2 minutes because with buff easy, that isn't logic to do so with just gold scale and long shot. Also, is going to check out Gerudo Valley here. Check out the waterfall. Not checking out the grotto, actually. Yeah, Beatwater is not a bad play. It's really, really, really fast with Boskisi. You get in, you long shot, you beat Morva, that's it.
Unless you have to double dip.
No video glitch logic is not a possibility. There is a Python script that randomizes all the settings. So we do not. So some settings that are particularly asked, like glitch logic. Yeah, he forgot Grotto. Glitch logic, text shuffle, one-hit KO, and some other things are disabled.
And no one wants to watch a one-hit KO race.
If this is our MQ dungeon that we could just walk through it and leave, that's hilarious.
We have a high five, but unfortunately, Timmy is unequipped to complete the temple.
Yeah, the temple would be hilarious, but oh my goodness, it would be miserable. For a similar reason, yeah, next season, though, things are changed up. Because we are changing up the script for season 2. And Water Temple is vanilla. Still no sign of her Master Quest dungeon.
Yeah, the Master Quest hunt continues.
At this point, fire or shadow? We've seen all the others. And we know it's not Spirit Temple because we didn't get keys to start with. The Master Quest dungeon may not even be required, depending on it. I swear if we don't even go into an MQ dungeon, I'll be pissed. We know it's not Ganon's Simasoto, that was on the pause menu, which is how we know that it isn't, that A is MQ and B isn't Ganon's or GTG, although we've also seen GTG at this point. Timmy getting frozen by the fishing guy, as per the usual for this seed. Lots of ice traps. What some of the other unfun setting combinations that are disabled is minimal Triforce Hunt is not a thing. Minimal item pool is still a thing, as it is in this seed. Triforce Hunt is a possibility, but not both combined because minimal Triforce Hunt sucks. As we get the Kokiri Emerald from Water Temple.
Yep, that is the opposite of sucks. That is good news for Zoopal. One more Spiritual Stone and they can enter Ganon's Castle.
And find out, do they need Strength 3? Because they can do every single non-Strength 3 locks checks in Ganon's Castle.
Yeah, that is valuable information to have, as we find the ice arrows on the sun. So the sun is feeling the chilling effect of all these ice traps. Geoskirix is on my wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah, he is lowering the water in case he needs to get back there. It's gonna. He's gonna check Lake Lab first, though. Timmy cutting it really close here, just barely managed to get the Valley Skills before it hits day. There's a decent chance he will not be able to get his Saria song unless he chooses to wait till nighttime again. It's a bit of a long cycle for it.
Yeah, I imagine he doesn't.
And to note, you do need Saria Song for the Bigoron quest, since we started with Kohiro.
And to note, Zoopal going back inside the water temple. I assume it's just to go back to GTG via his Pharaoh's Wind Warp.
Yeah, he's just gonna Pharaoh's back. He doesn't want to do much else in Water Temple, is my guess.
But wouldn't that be a setting? Let's randomize your Pharaoh's Warp point, so it doesn't matter where you set it. It's gonna be random every time you do.
Oh, you don't need Saria Song for the. Oh, you don't need Saria Song for the adult trade quest. I think I mixed up with the child trade quest. Whoops. Zoopal did Forest already. Both of them did.
There is key number 1 for Timmy.
Oh, where did Bolero go? Sorry, I just missed it. A real feel from Kokiri Forest. Lols. Bolero and Serenade basically being in the same spot. Yeah, funny. Yeah, though that thing is that Bolero makes ALR less likely again because, that means that Minuet, Nocturne, and Prelude all have to be available and take us to the Colossus, fire to the Bolero, Requiem, and Nocturne works. They have to be if it is still ALR. Yes, Chimp, there is a Storm's Grotto in Kokiri Forest. It has a vanilla. It has a fairy fountain vanilla game. Don't see it very. Only really ever see it in Grotto ER. Don't have any other reason to go there. It's about picking up some shoes.
Yeah, at this point, might not have deduced that Spirit Temple isn't Master Quest.
It's still nice to have. Timmy is going to miss the Wasteland chest. Not necessarily he can get the skull, but not the chest, due to not having magic for his fire arrows.
Oh, and there is a weird egg.
Wasteland.
Happy 3-hour mark, everybody. And a mirror shield. Wasteland is stacked. I believe there is a hint somewhere in the spoiler log that Haunted Wasteland is way of the hero.
Oh boy, mirror shield on the Wasteland chest.
Yeah, that magic is going to hurt Timmy if the Spirit Temple or the Spirit Trial are required.
Oh, could be. Because if either Spirit Temple or Spirit Trial are required, he is out of luck. Very, very out of luck. Because of all the things, the Wasteland chest is not going to be anywhere near high priority, especially if he already got the weird deck off the skull.
Yeah, I think at this point, given that Zoopal is a whole GTG and Morpha fight ahead of Timmy, Spirit Temple needs to be nothing, and maybe something important in the Octorok Grotto that Zoopal did not go back to check. Otherwise, I think it's Zoopal's game to lose at this point.
Spirit is out of logic without a Requiem Warp because there is a key in Child Spirit, so we will see if there is a song here in Spirit Temple somewhere. they can still do, like, at getting into Spirit Temple is in logic, completing Spirit Temple is not. And yeah, unfortunately, Timmy can't even set for Roars in Spirit Temple.
But it is Master Quest. Oh, and he has 3 small keys. Look at that.
And we do have Master Quest Spirit Temple. Okay. That's a thing.
Because we didn't have maps and compasses giving information, we did not see the 3 keys. So
No, the 3 keys should have shown up, we just missed it. Key count doesn't go for Master Compass's info. Yeah, we didn't look hard enough at the dungeon info, apparently. Whoopsies! Well, this is the most confusing of Master Quest dungeons.
And we wouldn't have it any other way here on ZSR. So happy 3-hour mark, everybody.
Happy 3 hours. Welcome to Master Quest Spirit. And let's see, what is the Requiem check? Another ice trap!
I'm gonna do
yeah,
a few more checks in
can't.
the area.
Right, how many keys does Twin Robo require in Master Quest? If any? You're talking to someone who knows next to nothing about Master Quest. And I have a horrendously bad sense of direction anyway. Two keys if you don't waste them, okay.
Timmy taking a slightly different approach in GTG.
As the Colossus Fairy is yet another ice trap.
Yep, this great fairy is not too pleased with Link's progress. It's 3 hours in, and we're nowhere near finished.
Yeah, thanks for watching, Ryukane. Hope... No worries, glad to have people watch Rendo.
That definitely seems to be one of the more popular of the kind of fractaling that's going on in the community.
Numerous side tournaments going on right now. The co-op tourney is currently in the early round. Is currently in the early rounds of the bracket stages, and the Scrubs tournament is doing is in the qualifier stages near the end. Actually, there is a qualifier that started just 3 minutes ago.
And Zoopal not doing the bow extension through the wall here in the shortcut hallway. So that's a check that might not be reachable unless we can warp here.
And hey Hammer in the
hammer.
Well, it's a map just in Vanilla Spirit. I have no idea what it is in MQ Spirit, but it's something.
So that essentially, I think, seals the deal for Timmy. The hammer, one of the last few items that they could find in a place that Zoopal maybe forgot.
Yes, Vodka Nema, that settings command isn't, that is not correct. That is also a magic locked hammer. And also the key that you were mentioning, the chest you're mentioning, the bow extension is a key. The chest is a key. Hammer isn't magic locked. Okay, Go and kill Volvagia might not be a bad idea. With Boss Keezy, Volvagia is an extremely quick kill. Oh wait, it's MQ, yeah. Yeah, magic lock only by Wasteland. Yeah, I'm gonna trust Rob on here because he's the not magical. It's just nice, which okay. Yeah, Rob is our resident MQ expert, so I'll take his word as far as logic and whatnot goes. Yeah, with the hammer, you might want to just set Feroz in here and go beat fire, because if that's the stone and spirit is just a medallion, you'd be better off going to Fire Temple. And Zoopal is having some trouble with the wall. Or actually, no, he's just trying to kill the Skulltula, it looks like. And is gonna head up. Yes, the hammer is also useful for continuing in MQ Spirit.
Playing patty cake with slugs.
To know also that hammer could be useful for trials, because Shadow Trial and Water Trial completion both require the hammer.
So Timmy just about finished up with GTG. Has not done horseback archery yet, right?
Has not. Does not have his strength 2 yet. Well, hey, there's another key. As Timmy picks up his long shot. Yeah, for Timmy, we are hoping the Mirror Shield is not required because the odds of him finding the Mirror Shield are bad.
That's 2 mirror shields in a row. Trolling our duelists, our racers here.
Yeah, Requiem and Din should be logic for Rova. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, for Timmy, we hope that gold golems are recorded and they're somewhere really bad for Timmy, because otherwise that Mirror Shield is going to be, we don't know. So the Hammer and Spirit Temple will hopefully send him back towards Fire Temple, which will get him his magic. That Wasteland check is not exactly top priority.
No, but Twin Rova is for Zoopal. Got a 1 in 3 chance of pulling a stone out of here.
Yeah, Mirror might not be required, though. It depends on whether or not Spirit... It depends on what does Twin Rova give us, and is Spirit Trial required?
Nice shooting from Timmy.
We'll be getting his strength 2 here.
Zoopal is employing hookshot strats. So strength 2 and Timmy will most certainly head right back into GTG.
Going to find his gold scale.
Here we go, as Twin Rova prepares the double dynamite attack. Can Zoopal survive? Stay tuned here on CSR.
To note that even if the Mirror Shield is not required, Zoopal is still ahead just in terms of sheer doing progression. By the time he gets out of Spirit Temple, Timmy will be still just finishing up GTG whenever Zoopal gets out of Spirit, so he will still be the first to do Fire Temple if that turns out to be required. Especially because he has also killed Morpha.
Yes, sir. The sexy Thermo Hexy has been defeated.
And just a Skull Token and Robo.
Yeah, gold scale for Timmy.
Who is also a fool, as per the usual. And, ooh, that's our last stone. That's Spirit Temple's a stone. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Time for Ganon's Castle, everyone.
Drumroll, please. Do we have trials? Which trials do we have? Do we need Strength 3?
Strength 3 is the one thing that could trip up Zoopal at this point. He has everything else he needs for Ganon's Castle.
And everything else on the overworld open to him.
Yes. Yeah, I don't see a good way for Timmy to come back with the Spirit Temple being required. That Mirror Shield is just awful.
Don't speak too soon. He's headed for the Octorok Grotto.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Nope. Checking out the grotto first. Yeah, the odds of needing Strength 3 is super high. The question is, where is Strength 3? So we'll find out. How long are we going to be here for? Will we be done in 20 minutes, or are we going to be here for until we find Strength 3?
To me, finding out the terrible location for this Song of Storms Grotto. I swear you can play the song in the same spot, and one time it'll open, and the second time it won't, or vice versa. Well, here we go. Inside Ganon's castle, 3 hours, 10 minutes.
See, what is the end game going to be here? Light Trial is on. Well,
we got Light Spirit. First things
Spirit Trial
first.
does make it. Yep, Spirit Trial is on. Light Trial is on. But yes, that means that Mirror Shield is even more required than it was previously.
Also, to note, the Octorok Grotto, not the answer.
Ew.
So that just about seals the deal for Timmy. Now, there are a bunch of places we haven't seen that are kind of annoying to get to, such as Deep Fire. We haven't seen anything in Fire Temple. Could also be locked somewhere inside the Water Temple.
Find their Strength 3 for...
There it is. Never mind.
Spirit Trial.
So get your GGs in chat. Zoopal is approximately 20-ish minutes away from finishing this seed.
He has everything he needs to complete the trials. The one concern was Strength 3, and even that's a moot point. Zoopal, you have fire arrows. Why?
Because he has no idea where Timmy is. Timmy could be hot on his heels, headed up towards Ganon at this very moment. Timmy doesn't know if that one menu is gonna make or break it. Because we have seen those crazy close games.
Yes, I have, but Strength 3 means they're in Spirit Trial means Zoopal is 100% in Go mode. I don't think I managed to catch every single trial that was on. We know Spirit and Light Trial are on, and we don't know where the Ganon boss key is, but Zoopal has every single item he needs to clear the trials. He is not worried about it. He is in Go mode.
Yeah, the only two things he needs are a couple of small keys in here.
Yeah.
So might be seeing a couple extra trials that, you might think, oh, we don't need to go in there. But we do still need two small keys to complete the Light Trial.
Yes. Also...
Oh, wait, they're vanilla.
Yes, they are. No clue where they are. Apparently the logic for this seed is special, because to know that Din's and a Requiem were both logically required to complete Spirit Temple. And Miraculous will tell us more when we get to the interview. Alright. There's so much we aren't going to see. Yeah, no. Zoopal's in go mode. He is not doing anything else, as poor Timmy is doing overall checks. And heading into Water Temple. But oh man, Mirror Shield trolling 2 matches in a row.
I'm guessing that Zoopal also does not know where the vanilla small keys are.
Doesn't look like it. Although to know, even if he knew where the small keys were, he's still searching for the boss key.
That's right. Good point.
Hey, a real huge rupee for once. We've seen 10 million fake ones, but hey, we have a real one.
Well, of course they're going to be in Gan's castle.
Or they could have been useful. That was a really quick MQ spirit. Zoopal pretty much go-moded the thing, actually.
Yep.
Got his hammer, got a couple keys, climbed up, beat Twinrova, and was out of there.
And not even a console crash, I think, could stop Zoopal at this point.
No, he's been saving fairly regularly, and unless something absolutely catastrophic happens, he has got this.
Well, I think if anything absolutely that catastrophic would involve a re-race.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the person that wins by default. There is Light Trial down for Zoopal.
Just after the pi mark.
315. And that actually were the only 2 trials, Light and Spirit, so he just needs to go find that boss key now. Which is somewhere. It's not Light Trial.
Get your guesses in chat. Is it gonna be vanilla? Is it gonna be in the ice trial? Is it gonna be in the forest trial? Is it gonna be in the shadow trial?
He is going to see if it's vanilla first. And also clear the tower.
Makes sense. Yeah, clear the tower. Set for Urswin if it's not vanilla. Couple fights left. First, taking out some lizards. And they're down in a quick spin attack. The next 2 fights will not be that easy.
No, Timmy doing out of logic. Water Temple. Morva's in logic, the rest of it's not.
Has only seen 1 boss door, so at this point might have forgotten its boss Keezy.
He might have. I would have killed Morva first.
It's been a long seed full of ice traps, and there's the vanilla boss key.
Alright. So Zoopal should probably be able to sub to 330 this.
Absolutely, and it is the perfect time to be serving up a nice tasty portion of bacon. I'm looking forward to breakfast.
I had breakfast just before this started because this was a very early start for us. I got up at 6 a.m. for this race to start at 7 a.m. and I believe you said you were what, Mountain Time Zone, so it's even earlier for you.
Yeah, I was not willing to either make breakfast at midnight before I went to bed or wake up in the 4 a.m. region and make food. So, but up the stairs Zoopal climbs.
Yeah, Zoopal has done very well this seed. Early adult play meant he was able to get the boomerang pretty quickly. He guessed right on dungeons. Didn't continue it out of logic water. And is on his way to winning this seed by a mile.
Yeah, it really was that early portion of the race, that divergence where Timmy went and got his strength on top of Grand City, or Dodongo's Cavern, and went inside Dodongo's Cavern. grabbing that bomb bag, I think, just opened up a little too much too early. Zoopal, on the other hand, kind of prioritizing that boomerang, seeing that at least overworld skulls were on at that point. I don't think ventured into any dungeons before he saw and grabbed that boomerang. But it was a good priority to make, and it's led him to the victory. Has defeated the dwarf. Just one thing left to do.
Timmy is nowhere near done, unfortunately, and we do have collapse, everyone. Yeah, Timmy's getting the last location, that mirror.
Well, it needs the magic first. That's the last location, the magic, before he can last location the mirror.
He has to get over to Spirit Temple. But what Timmy needs to do is get over to Spirit Temple, find that hammer, go over to Fire Temple, and find his magic on the way.
Yeah, just not enough time. Zoopal escorting the princess down the tower. Gate number 1, but he is powerless to open it. Zelda finally lending her hands.
Okay, it won't be true last location because Big Oran is going to be absolute last location seed, but it's certainly not his priority at any rate to go check out the wasteland by any means.
Yeah, luckily Zoopal will put Timmy out of his misery.
Yeah, Zoopal just needs to do this guy to get like 69 times to read to the quest every time for Timmy to catch up. Yeah.
Might be closer to 840.
Yeah.
Gate number 2.
Zoopal did the dungeons in the right orders. Deku, DC, Jabu, Forest, Water, then Spirit. That's the only snake one. Lol. They skipped Fire and Shadow, though.
I mean, if I were to skip any 2 dungeons, it might be those 2. Especially with Boss Keezy.
Well, Fire Temple's easier to do in Boss Keezy, but Shadow Temple is just... It's still Shadow Temple.
But Zelda has managed to find herself trapped by these Stelphos. Can Zoopal rescue her?
Oh yeah, to know also that Ganon is still a one-shot, since even with double defense, it is double damage, and Ganon does 8 parts per hit. I mean, even a couple deaths wouldn't do it for Zoopal, but I wouldn't save Timmy. Doing Water Temple isn't helping him in the slightest.
I think this is the... No, 2 more gates.
I think there's one more, yeah.
Normally we just climb up, and we get warped down to the bottom, but not today. We gotta take the long road.
Yes, we do.
And there's the exit. Already, Zoopal has successfully escaped the collapsing castle with his princess. There's the equip of the Master Sword, the storing of the jump slash damage. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 hours, 22 minutes in. Here's Ganon.
Yeah, really nice time for this seed. I wonder if you'll ever realize those some keys before going. Good question, because I know we all missed it. There are 3 keys in the pause menu.
Yeah, but Zoopal has been removed of his friend, the Master Sword.
And has to fight Ganon with a hammer.
Yeah, Princess Zelda standing helplessly by.
And
there
there's the
is
first
phase 1. Reunited with the Master Sword. Quick whack of Ganon's neck, and right back to damaging the tail. And there's phase 2, so Princess Zelda finally
lending a
has
hand.
overcome her fear of pigs, imbuing the Master Sword with some magical essence.
And we do have Zoopal here is going to make bacon and win this race with an official race time of 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 8 seconds. GG's.
Yep, a nice slice and a dice, and breakfast is served. Putting Timmy. Yeah, putting Timmy out of his misery. I think he's seen the. I think it's good news. But moving on to the losers bracket against Kola Osu.
Timmy will not be joining us for an interview, unfortunately. We're going to see if Zoopal comes in.
Yeah, might have been the salt, might have been the length of the seed.
I mean, 3.5 hours is not bad for Rendo.
Absolutely. But that is our victor.
Yeah, Skull Kid was Din's. Because Din's was logically required for Spirit Temple for keys. And Requiem on Skull Math. The Requiem song on Weird Egg was Colossus check. MQ Fire's Hammer check. Lols. Which is pretty early, actually. And which song is Requiem? Weird Egg goes Wasteland Skull. And Nocturne equaled Requiem. Ah, thank you.
Yeah, quite the seed.
Quite the seed indeed. Great race.
Definitely a turning point there in the bottom of the well. Zoopal first to the hook shot, and after that, maintained that lead. First through the Forest Temple, then over towards GTG to get that strength upgrade, and more importantly, the gold scale. Are you in the race time chat?
I am. Timmy doesn't want to join.
Yeah, Timmy has already left the Discord voice channel.
Yeah, we know that Timmy does not want to join us for an interview, but Zoopal... okay, so we just got confirmation by Zoopal,
Okay.
sorry.
His English isn't the greatest, but Zoopal is from France, but I do speak French and could probably manage translation here.
Alright, we can do that.
And we do have Timmy in chat as well. GG's.
Hello, Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy, unfortunately, you never made it back to the crater after getting the hover boots or the long shot. The Bolero check being your magic meter. And then the mirror shield locked in the haunted wasteland kind of sealed the deal for Zoopal. But you weren't too far behind him going into the bottom of the well, grabbing that hook shot. There's kind of a divergence after the Forest Temple. A very good race from both our players.
Yes. And
Hello.
salut! Zoopal is joining us in the voice call. GG's. Très bien joué. Well played.
Thank you.
It looked like from the pace at which you were going through Ganon's castle that you didn't know exactly where Timmy was, and you thought it might be much closer than it was in actuality.
Ouais. Timmy, il n'a pas trouvé son magie, et donc il ne peut pas trouver son miroir. He didn't find magic and thus wasn't able to find Mirror Shield.
Okay.
Il était en water quand tu as fini. He was in water when you finished.
Okay. It was in linear seed, I think. It just go Song of Storm, Bottom of the Well, Forest, with GTG, Water, Spirit.
Yeah, it was very entertaining seeing you do the first couple dungeons in vanilla order.
Yes.
Ouais. Deku, water, et Jabu. Wait, and then forest on order.
Yeah, no stone.
Yeah. No stones.
No stones.
I realized in Light Trial it was a Vanilla key.
Wait.
Did you?
Like Clay. Sorry, August?
I was just gonna iterate some questions that we had in chat. Zoopal, did you know that it was Master Quest Spirit before you went inside? And
No. No. When I go in, when I saw it's Spirit and key, I say wait, I need hammer to finish.
Right.
So I clear Colossus after.
So Zoopal, quand les clés sont bannies avec Master Quest Spirit, tu auras 3 clés at the start. MQ Spirit because of logic.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we had Rob Dog in chat, kind of giving us the info on that. And also the spoiler log revealing Fire Temple was also Master Quest, but no one bothered to jump inside there.
As it turns out, Dins and Warp to Requiem are logically required to finish Spirit Temple. The Warp to Requiem was Nocturne. That was on Skullmaster.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Dins Fire was on Skull Kid.
Okay.
And your slingshot for Deku Tree was on the Master Quest Fire Hammer Chest.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, but based on that routing, I think in the next round, What the Hell's Happened is going to have a very hard race on his hands.
Oh, Slingshot isn't for
everyone here in
Deku.
chat-
Oh, for Child Spirit Whips. Yeah, for Child Spirit Rights. Because Deku was a medallion.
Everyone here in chat, including opponents you might have to face later on, opponents you've already dispatched, very impressed with your routing through the seed. Very efficient, prioritized that boomerang very early on, and first to the hook shot. I think that was what did it.
Yeah, you never went Ice Cavern either. So when you went to GTG, there was a divergence between you and Zoopal. You went to GTG, Zoopal went to Ice Cavern and found absolutely nothing.
Timmy went to Ice Cavern and found
Ice
nothing.
Cavern, sorry. Timmy went to Ice Cavern and found absolutely nothing there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Picard was logically required for Sunsong.
Oh, very nice. So this seed is a demonstration of not to follow logic.
Okay, stepping away for a second, sorry.
And no worries. I think that it just about does it. Zoopal, do you have any final thoughts about the seed? Maybe about your next match against the Canadian second place challenger? or second place champion rather?
It will. I think he has a better execution than me, but in other setting, I think the waiting is more important. So I think I can win.
Yes,
Yeah.
because what the hell is your next opponent?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
yes,
think-
he's big one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close race. I think your execution is on par. It's just going to be who forgets what check, I think. 'Cause that's what Rando is all about.
Yes, Rando will Rando. And Goron from Kojiro recorded for Sun Song for the Sorry song on the horseback card sheet. Oh.
However,
And the score log was posted in race results. Taking a look at this right now. Song of Time recorded for Spirit Temple. You never did get Song of Time or Serenade, Zoopal. Serenade dumped you on the Lost Woods Bridge.
Where?
Basically the same as your Bolero.
Oh, okay.
That was the soil patch skull next to the Deku Theater.
Okay.
Your Song of Time was required logically. That was in Trent's Pot.
Goron City Pottery.
Hey.
Okay.
That was logically required. Weird Egg was logically required for Skull Mask, yep. For Nocturne, for Requiem Access.
Yeah, not going to see that this seed.
Nope. Not seeing that.
But I think that will do it for me. I've been up way too long. I need some breakfast, some sleep, and then I gotta go to work. So I will bid y'all farewell. It's been great. Thanks to Zoopal and Timmy for the race. Thanks to our trackers behind the scene and Star for joining me in the comm booth.
Thank you.
Later.
Shoutouts to our thank you, August. Shoutouts to our runners, Timmy A. Zoopal. Shoutouts to my co-com August. Shoutouts to our trackers, Verexis and Steve Master. And shoutouts to chat also for helping to keep us up to date. And thank you for the. And so I suppose we can talk about what is next. As mentioned earlier, Zoopal will be facing off against What the Hell's Happened in winners finals. While Timmy is not out of the tournament yet, he will be facing Cola next in losers semifinal. And so those will be good matches. Keep an eye on the ZSR schedule. We would like to get those restreamed as well, so good matches coming up.
Speaking of the ZSR schedule, we've got some awesome stuff lined up today. You mind if I talk about that for a little bit?
For putting in the command in chat, you can go read it off.
Yeah, just figured I'd bring attention, like on stream, on call, for a few things that have happened today, because there's a lot of big stuff happening today. The Majora's Mask Rando weekly race, which also doubles as a qualification race for the Season 1 tournament we're hosting, is at 4 p.m. UTC, so in about 1.5 hours from now. So that's something you should check out. And then at 6 p.m. UTC, or in roughly 3.5 hours from now, we have the Game 3 of the Minish Cap Randomizer Season 1 tournament Grand Finals, with Nesma N88 facing up against Pika Pulse. I don't know the standings on that currently, but do check it out regardless. And of course, the OoTR Randomizer Standard NA weekly race will be happening at the usual 6 p.m. Eastern time. So in about, if I'm not mistaken,
7.5 hours.
7.5 hours. Yep. So if you like Ocarina of Time Randomizer, then lots and lots of content for you all today. But yeah, I thank everyone for your time today. There's an awesome race stream, as Star has beautifully thanked everyone already. All I can say is thank you all so much for your time making this restream possible, and we'll be sending you off to some more OoTR content with a beautiful raid. But yeah, awesome time. Thanks to runners, commentators, trackers, and we'll see you all next time.
Good day, everyone.